All right, yep, Charlamagne the God.
Andrew Schultz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots. Can I get a water, please, sir? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. This episode is brought to you by our friend Tristan Walker and the good people at Bevel, the first and only shaving system designed specifically for coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin. Check out getbevel.com today. Use code FREEIDIOTS to get your first month of Bevel membership free at getbevel.com. Just like that burp was free. That's GETBEVEL.com. Now let's start the show. First of all, salute to London, man. London town. We was there last weekend. Last weekend was a hectic weekend that I still have yet to recover from. And the reason I have yet to recover from it is because we taped Uncommon Sense. Then, it was the first episode back of Uncommon Sense. Thank you for everybody that watched Uncommon Sense Friday nights at 11 p.m. on MTV2. After we taped Uncommon Sense, we had like a little get-together with press afterwards. So we ended up leaving there, going straight to the airport. Got on an 11 o'clock flight. Of course, we slept on the plane. Landed in London at 11 o'clock the next day. And we literally just had to hit the ground running. Like, we had to go do press. Then we had to go do the motherfucking show.
Yeah.
Then we went to do the after parties.
Yeah.
Well, one after party.
One after party.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
At the Tape London. Salute everybody to Tape London. They showed us a lot of love.
Thank you guys for coming out to the show. And I was just wild. Audience was wild. It was cool to talk to you guys out there. And, yeah, that was an unbelievable experience.
And I've still been kind of jet lagged since then. Like, even to the point where this weekend,
really,
I'm supposed to go to the MTV Movie Awards in LA. I don't want to go.
Are they this weekend?
They're this weekend.
Wow.
They tape Saturday, air Sunday. I just don't want to go. Kevin Hart and The Rock is hosting, and I need to go, but I just don't feel like being on a plane for 5.5 fucking hours.
Are you going to go?
No. I just made up my mind just now.
Yeah.
Like, literally just now. I'm supposed to let them know by 5 o'clock, and I literally just made up my mind in this moment that I'm not going.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I have zero interest.
Nah, it's going to be a popping show, though.
I have zero interest.
I mean, I just don't feel like getting on the plane. I love going to LA. Anytime I can go to LA, I'm all for it. LA feels like a second home.
What else is happening besides The Rock and Kevin Hart? I don't have any interest in seeing The Rock live. I like seeing his movies, but live I have no interest. Kevin Hart, I think he'll do a great job just because that's what he does. He does a great job.
And I think he'll bring the best out of The Rock as well, because The Rock's great live. Let's not get it fucked up.
Is he?
What?
When have you seen The Rock live?
SNL. When he hosts SNL and shit like that, Rock is a beast.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, Rock is a beast. He's good with sketches. He's good with all that kind of shit. When he did SNL, it was a phenomenal job.
Oh, he does wrestling live.
Wrestling live,
That's his
what did
background.
you say? Yeah. Wrestling, he's a great live performer.
Yeah.
And I think he'll kill it, because, they got that new movie coming out. They got to do a lot of motherfucking promotion for that shit.
Yeah.
And I think him and Kev will go out there and absolutely do
Are there
their
any
thing.
good musical performances?
MTV Movie Awards. Seriously, the
So
last...
you don't know. So just you don't
No,
know.
it's the Movie Awards. They ain't music performances.
That's why you go for the music performances.
No, you go to the MTV Music Awards for the performances.
No, you go. Well, I go to both back when I would go to them. When
The
I
Movie
was
Awards.
invited.
The only performance I ever remember from the Movie Awards is goddamn when Fetty Wap came out with Fall Out Boy. That's the last one I remember in the last few years. I can't remember nobody else.
Yeah.
Besides that,
I don't know.
The moral of the story is salute to London.
I'm in a horrible mood.
Why? What's wrong with you?
My ankle's fucked still. I went to get a doctor's appointment yesterday. And
Too much Hesian?
Too much Hesian, dude. No, my ankle literally can't control the fucking Hezi, dude. And it's to the point where I went to go get a fucking doctor's appointment to get my ankle checked out and my feet checked out because I wear orthotics. My feet are already fucked. And the doctor said that I have 70-year-old feet.
Fuck.
Yeah, he said my feet are of a 70-year-old man. Both of my big toes are arthritic. I have a bunion on my left foot. Both of my arches just gave the fuck up. They're flat as fuck.
It's over, bro.
It's not over. I don't want to accept
it's
it's
one
over.
Of them goddamn,
bro.
What shit people ride on to do?
Yeah, the Segway. I need an airwalk.
Have a fucking Segway,
dude,
bro.
what if I got a special permission to have an airwalk? I had a doctor's note to have an airwalk in New York City where they're banned.
Listen, Jay Williams won. Jay Williams won.
I'll still beat Jay Williams.
No, you ain't buzzing. Come on, man.
I'll still buzz Jay Williams' ass. I forgot to tell the good people on the podcast that I bust Wax's ass 8-1 in a one-on-one game that we had in San Francisco. I said it on the live show, but I never said it to all the people because we didn't release the footage from the live show. But Greg is currently editing a quick recap video of our San Francisco trip, and we're going to include that one-on-one game that we had there. But in all seriousness, it's got me bummed. It's got me bummed because I can't work out. I didn't realize, only as I got older, I realized how important exercise is for my mental state. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm literally like a dog dog. Like, I need to be run. I need to take me to the fucking dog park and exercise me to the point of exhaustion, and then you could teach me tricks, and then I can be fun around the house. But if I don't get exercise, not even to look good, but literally so my brain is calm,
you have to.
I'll fall apart.
Listen, I was dead tired. We got back from London Saturday.
Yeah,
right?
Saturday evening.
I had a good night's rest Saturday.
Yeah.
But Sunday, I could not go to sleep for shit.
Why?
I just couldn't. So I ended up not going to sleep till like 2 in the motherfucking morning, right?
Okay.
2 in the fucking morning. Then I get up to go to work 4 o'clock. So I'm dead tired. Monday, we got to keep going. Tuesday, we got a bunch of shit to do yesterday after the show. Got home around 7 o'clock. I'm like, I got to go to the gym. And you got to. There's certain things you have to make time for. Like, I have to. If I don't go to the gym, I would not feel right today.
Yeah.
And that's how my mind is. My mind is like, if I don't go to the gym on Tuesday, I won't feel right on Wednesday.
So what do you do in the event, like what do you do if you have an injury? Like right now, my ankle's fucked. The doctor said, hey, stay off the ankle. No, I mean,
I told you it's over. It's over. You got 70 on ankles.
No. I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about.
You got to do old people exercise. Get your little 10-pound weight.
Do it like
around curling
the Asian dudes on the FDR doing those like weird prayer exercises.
Get your little ankle weights. Put them on your ankle and walk.
Bro,
that's it. It's over.
But I need the actual run. What I'm saying is, what do you do in the event that you need exercise to have a calm mental state, right? But you can't exercise because the doctor said, "Hey, you can't do it." Lifting weights don't do it for me. I need calisthenics, bro. I can't do yoga. I can't be on my ankle.
You can't even do fucking yoga.
My ankle's so fucked. I can't be in the basic yoga position. Child's pose is too strenuous on my ankle. Child's pose.
It's over. You got Morgan Freeman ankles, bro.
If Morgan Freeman 1,000. His ankles I would die for his ankles. Are you fucking kidding me?
Morgan's still older than your ankles.
Bro.
Listen, it's over.
It's over for Why are you so happy? I wish everybody could see how happy Charlamagne is. He's smiling. Nobody loves people's failures more than you.
Everybody should go and see what their body age is. I tell people that all the time. Dr. Oz does that shit. Go and see how old your body is. Because you could be...
My face young as fuck, though.
Nah, but that don't mean nothing.
Face young,
That's cool, but that don't mean nothing.
This is what your face looks like when you don't get sun your entire life. Right? Like my face looks super young, right? I'm young 20s in the face.
But that working out helps keep you
So my
young.
lower body is 94.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna be able to work out. You might start aging quick. You all white.
Yo, I need to start swimming. But then swimming is bad because my skin gonna start pruning up. You know what it is? I had too good a run at looking young and being white that eventually it's starting to catching up. It's like,
you know what I saw today? I saw Lorenz Tate today.
Looks incredible.
17 years old. He was bro, he was 17 when he started, right? I think he was 17 on minutes.
How old was he in Dead Prez?
I don't know about Dead Prez, but in minutes he was like 17.
Yeah.
He still looks the exact same fucking way. I'm looking at him like,
Black privilege.
It's gotta be plant-based, bro. It's gotta be a motherfucking plant-based diet. It has to be.
Maybe he's going to Natasha Sandy, bro.
Could be Sandy, but it's a few things. He's married.
Yeah.
3 kids, watches his diet, works out. All of that stuff matters, man.
Stay out of the sun.
Stability. Nah, you need some sun. You need enough.
You need a little sun, but I think too much sun, that's where white people go. It's like white people stay in the sun and just fry, right? Because they're trying to get this nice golden skin. Everybody else, their skin is already nice, so they don't need to be in the sun frying all fucking day. So therefore you age better. Maybe it's as simple as that. You want to age well, right? You got to stay out of the sun like yourself, like me, right? But then you have horrible, pasty, fucking loose leaf colored skin. So it's up to you. What do you want? Do you want to have that?
I want white people to stop tanning because that's cultural appropriation. Why you want dark skin, bro? Like, why do you want it?
It's planetary appropriation. You're appropriating another planet's rays.
How dare you? How dare you lay in the sun, white people, and try to get a motherfucking tan?
Did you see Suge Knight snitching out there appropriating law-abiding citizen culture?
What did he do? I heard about that.
This?
I heard about that, but I ignored it. I'm going to tell you the reason I ignored it, because I'm so tired of these motherfucking storylines that are created online, and we don't even know if they're true or not, but everybody runs with it because it sounds good.
Yes.
Like, yo, I cannot believe, and I will keep reiterating this point and saying it over and over, I can't believe we don't have more real live cults. Like, it would be it would be so easy to get 2,000 people to kill themselves at one time nowadays, the way y'all believe every motherfucking thing.
We do have cults. They're just called fandoms. The Beehive is a cult.
Yeah, but
Absolutely a cult.
but if not like Beyonce ever would, but if Beyonce can give an order for a bunch of people to kill themselves at once, then you got a real cult.
That would have been
a
wild.
cult ain't just about following.
What percentage of the Beehive kills themselves? Here's my basic question. Do we have a new episode of The Read the next week if Beyonce puts out the order?
Yeah, Fury and Crystal not that stupid.
They're not killing themselves.
That's,
But what percentage?
that's the moment they stop fucking with Beyonce. At that very moment, they like, all right, be tripping.
You know, Kelly Rowland really was the best singer in Destiny's Child when you think about it. And Michelle is a woman of God.
Absolutely,
So.
absolutely. But listen, you don't really have a cult till you get people to kill yourself. Jim
Yeah.
Jones, those guys had cults.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Charles Manson had a cult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get people to motherfucking blow their brains out or drink some poison, you got something. But I'm shocked that we don't have more of those in 2016 because you motherfuckers believe everything. Prime example. We had Diddy on the show. Diddy got the murder rap. Well, they had a murder rap documentary about Diddy.
Yeah.
And it's this guy who's, you know, it's his version of what happened the night Pac got killed. He said that Diddy paid some Crip members to do it. Whatever. Heard this story 8 years ago. They said it was Biggie. Same exact thing, but they said it was Biggie.
Yeah.
Right? So when we had Diddy on the Breakfast Club, I go, it was this murder rap documentary. I don't believe it, but, and before I could even finish, he cut me off. And I go, look, now, Diddy, I'm trying to be a better journalist because back in the day, I would have just say, hey, did you get Tupac killed? He was like, yo, I respect that, but I can't even entertain that nonsense. Now, people hitting me up like, yo, Charlamagne, what you mean you don't believe it? How you gonna answer the question for him, bro, and say you don't believe it? First of all, get your own motherfucking show. All right, so you can ask the questions that you want to ask. But if I don't believe something, what's wrong with saying I don't believe it? I still ask the question for the motherfuckers who do believe it, and he chose not to answer it. But my thing is, what makes you believe this documentary so much?
Why
know
aren't
why?
you allowed to have an opinion?
Why am I allowed not to believe it?
Yeah, I don't understand why that's an issue.
Why is that an issue? You can't prove that it's fact. You can't prove nothing in this documentary is factual other than the fact Tupac did get killed.
Also, you know that he's going to deny it. You know when so as an interviewer,
Yeah.
you know interviewing Diddy, he's going to deny murdering anybody, right? It's not like you ask that question, he goes, you know what? I did this shit.
That's what people don't understand. I was talking to my homeboy about that shit. I said, listen, my job is to ask the question.
So
That's
here's why I compliment the way you ask the question. Instead of asking the question thinking that you're going to actually get an answer, you ask the question on his side. Therefore, the person you're interviewing, Diddy in this case, is comfortable.
Yes.
And maybe he divulges information to you that he would never divulge to anyone else because he
Yes.
doesn't feel attacked and he has to defend
you
himself.
go.
He actually feels comfortable. Maybe
You're
you get
100% correct.
maybe you get a response like, I'll tell you why it couldn't have been me. My cell phone was actually taken away from me earlier. That, you know, some kind of crazy, or I don't have any connection to the crypt. Now, in that case, you didn't get it, but maybe in future interviews, you do get him to divulge information because he feels some sort of safety with you rather than a defense mechanism with somebody else.
First of all,
I think it was a smart tactic.
Diddy's almost 50 years old. He's been around. That
Looks
motherfucker-
fucking great.
He's
He
not
looks
giving
great
up,
for 50
yes,
years old.
and he's not giving up nothing.
Yeah.
About some goddamn murder. Like
Come
what?
on.
Yo, listen. I was having this conversation with you all weekend because I really liked what he did because we don't have to dignify everything with a response.
Yeah, and tell them why we do it. You had a great point about why we dignify stuff with response and why Diddy didn't.
I think some of us dignify things with a response because we're insecure.
We're not sure
We're
of who
full-
we
we're
are
not fully
just yet.
sure or secure about who we are. So we feel like we have to defend everything.
Yeah.
Somebody says something to us on Twitter.
We go, fuck you,
What the fuck
da-da-da.
you talking about? Whatever. Or
Yeah.
somebody asks a question and we answer it. Like everything does not have to be dignified with a motherfucking response.
Yeah,
The only reason trolls exist is because you have people that dignify things with responses. Everybody. Not just celebrities, just people in general. Stop dignifying things with responses. If something ain't true, don't even entertain it.
Yeah.
Like dead ass. I don't even got to say no, because guess what? If Diddy was to say, no, I didn't have nothing to do with Tupac getting killed, guess what would have happened? People would have still believed it. Nah, he's lying. That murder rap documentary had too much facts. It had too much evidence. Ain't no fucking no. It ain't no. Sometimes, and in a lot of ways, I really wish sometimes the response would have been, yeah, I did it. And what? Now nobody got nothing to complain about.
Now it's a news story.
Bro.
Now it's crazy.
No, it's Wile E. Coyote with the Roadrunner. Guarantee it's Wile E. Coyote with the Road Runner.
No. Now it's a new story. Everybody's going to be asking about it. And then I think what happens is you have to worry about future interviews, right? Because if you dignify it with a response, now every interview after that.
I saw you on the Breakfast Club and you said
exactly
that yada, yada, yada about such and such.
Exactly.
You know
so now,
saying?
by not dignifying with a response, you cut out any talk of that in future interviews because, one, nobody's going to ask you the question because they know your answer, which is, I'm not going to dignify
Nobody's
with a
going to ask you the
response.
question because they don't have the balls to ask you the question.
Well,
They
fair.
did a lot of press last week, and I'm the only person that asked me
Fair,
that
but
question.
if they
Which
did-
also pissed me off because I told people,
you want
y'all
some
mad
credit?
about the way I asked the fucking question.
You want some
ain't,
credit?
Ain't nobody else asked that shit. Not one other person.
want some credit,
yes,
bro?
I do. Not one other person. Not that I want credit. I just want to state the facts. Not one
get your
other
credit.
person
Get your credit.
asked the motherfucking question. Not one. Not one, Schultz. He did a lot of press last week. I saw him on a lot of different outlets.
Yeah.
Not one person asked the question.
Yeah.
But you mad at me the way I asked it. And then when I said that to people, they was like, yeah, you're right. I respect you for asking.
Yeah. It's like you're homeless and you're complaining about a blowjob. It's like nobody else sucking your homeless ass dick.
Word up,
You
nigga.
stinky
How
homeless
dare you
dick.
how dare you be picky? When the last time you got a motherfucking blowjob? I ain't spitting on shit. Fuck you. But seriously, we gotta stop dignifying everything with a response, man. The truth doesn't need a defense. It just needs witnesses, bro.
That's it. That's good. The
That's
truth
it.
doesn't need a defense. It just needs witnesses.
And I don't understand why y'all...
Matter of fact, I'm sorry. Does the truth need witnesses or does the accusation need witnesses? The truth is the truth.
Good question. Somebody just asked me this on Twitter because this is how I know people are really going full-blown retard. This is the question somebody asked, because I just retweeted it because he spelled perception stupid as fuck.
How do you spell perception? Please tell me that.
P-E-R-C-E-P-T-L. And he goes...
Well, that's how you spell perception.
His name is Dancing Mike _12. But no, he spelled it P-R-E-C-E-P.
Preception.
Yeah, he did it twice.
Okay.
That's how I know he's retarded. Yeah. So he tweeted me, he put, I just thought about this. If you have a preception on something and everyone believed in it, is it still considered a preception?
First of all, nothing's considered perception because that's not even a real word. So no, that's the answer to your question.
But
no.
perception will always be perception. That's all perception is.
No. We remember this conversation we had. You were the one that brought this up. Life is perception.
Yeah.
We all call that a chair because it's a chair.
Yeah.
We call this the color black because it's the color black.
We all agreed
Yeah.
that we're going to call it black. But I think perception is a little different. Because perception could be Charlemagne's an asshole.
If that
perception
is
could
the
be Andrew
unified-
Schultz is racist.
But yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. If that's the unified perception that you're an asshole or that I'm racist, right? You can't tell people not to believe that. Furthermore, every interaction they see me in and they see you in, they're going to be primed and looking for you to be an asshole and me to be racist. So you could do an interview where 99% of the interview is intellectual and charming and funny questions to Diddy. You ask one question, so did you kill Tupac?
That's what's going on in the Shade Room.
See this asshole being an asshole like he always is.
That's
You know
what's
what I
going
mean?
on in the Shade Room.
On the same thing, I could do the exact thing, have completely unbiased responses and opinions about racial issues. That I could be pro Black Lives Matter or say that shit on TV 1,000 fucking times. You know what I mean? I could do whatever it is. I say one thing. You know what? I think cultural appropriation is silly. See, this racist motherfucker don't want to respect.
It's all about that soundbite. You are your soundbite, bro.
But
I think
you
what-
all your perception too, to a certain extent. If the people want to believe something about you, they'll find that little nugget and run with it.
No, I don't think you are your perception. I think that's how people see you. But
Yes. People see you
but
as
your reality is what you truly are.
Exactly, yes.
That's why you really can't give a fuck about perception. But I think what he's
Yeah.
trying to say is, do the more people that perceive you a certain way, does that make it true? No. I don't give a fuck if it's 1 or 100. If you don't know me and you have a perception of me, that's your perception. That's not my reality.
It doesn't make your reality true, but it makes your perception true. Like, for example, Cosby to everybody is a rapist because he's a
Might be a racist too because he only raped white women.
That we know
That
of.
we know of.
You know what I mean? Maybe the black women that he raped were, he paid off. Maybe he just didn't pay off the white women.
What if he?
You know,
What if all the black women he raped he gave shows to?
Exactly. He hooked them up. What if he took care of them? Would the black community come out in support of Cosby?
Jesus Christ. He didn't want to do a different world. He had to do a different world. I got to make this fictional black school called Hillman and fill it up with all these black women.
I got a lot of black.
Whoa. You know what else would work? If I could be a gynecologist, I can have a lot of black women patients. Holy
so
shit,
he's just
Bill.
creating jobs, right?
his victims.
He's creating jobs for his victims. That's what the whole thing is about.
Wow.
See? Look, there's something to this.
Listen, moral of the story is, And this is the other thing I hate. I hate when people act like facts. Facts, this is what I think truth is nowadays. Mm-hmm. Truth is what people choose to believe.
Yeah.
Whatever you choose to believe is your truth. But
Yes.
my thing is, it can't be like that when you're dealing with the reality of situations.
Yes.
If 2 + 2 is 4, it's 4.
Mm-hmm.
You can believe it's 5 all you want. But that don't make what you think a fact. Like motherfuckers will tell me you're wrong about Diddy. Mm-hmm. How can you prove you're right?
Yeah.
How can you prove you're right? How can you prove that he really honestly paid somebody to kill Tupac?
Dude, I got in this argument with these two comics. This was the exact situation. This girl is angry at me. We were talking about two things. One was Chicago, the Trump protests, and the other was the U.S. women's national soccer team making less money and wanting to make
misogyny,
and
black on black crime.
Basically some
and
bullshit.
What was the other one? Oh, Trump.
Right.
Hatred and bigotry.
Hatred and bigotry. So basically, and I disagreed with her about, she was really proud of Chicago shutting down the Trump thing. And my thing was, look, I think it's cool that they came out and did it, but it's only going to ignite Trump's fan base. So in the long run, I think it actually hurts. And she couldn't even get in a dialogue with me about it. She was so upset. She couldn't even discuss it with me. Right? Like it infuriated her to the point where we couldn't even have this discussion. We couldn't even talk about it.
You have to preface conversations with this. Trump is a piece of shit. That's the soundbite. That's what hits her in her head. So she already knows you don't fuck with Trump. Yeah. So boom, Trump is a piece of shit. But the protesting, I don't think we should do that because all it's doing is getting a lot of people fucked up. Like they're going out there. Yeah. Donald Trump supporters are violent. They're fucking them up. What we need to do is go vote in November to keep Donald Trump out the White House if he becomes the Republican nominee. Go to www.respectmyvote.com, register to vote if you haven't. That's what I would have said.
So basically you got to spit on your fingers and touch the pussy before
you got to let people know
you
got to let people know where you stand.
Right, it's like I'm on your side
immediately,
but let's check this thing out
immediately because for whatever reason,
I hate babying people, man.
Me too, but being objective is a thing of the past. Like I'm literally having a conversation yesterday with
exhausting.
I'm having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and they had an opinion about a song. They was talking about the new Drake record where Jay-Z spits a 61 character tweet. Basically, like that wasn't even a bar. That was a 61. That was literally a 61 character tweet on the record.
Yeah.
Right. And so somebody goes, "Yo, that's some G shit Drake did." I said, "Why is that some G shit?" And they was like, "Because Drake dissed them on that Summer 16 record, but still turned around and had them as a feature. Only Drake can do that." And I go, "Well, why is that some G shit for Drake when Jay-Z said on a record, 'Sorry, Miss Drizzy,' for rapping about things that I actually bought when they thought Drake threw a little shot at him and Drake said Jay-Z's too much on some art shit or whatever. Jay-Z called Drake Miss Drizzy.
Yeah.
Any other rapper calls Drake Miss Drizzy, Drake ain't fucking with him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Drake has to fuck with Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Jay-Z don't have to fuck with Drake.
Perception is reality. So if your perception is Drake is the man, he's a diabolical genius, he got all the the best ways to navigate a situation, you look at this and you go, Drake is a beast. He got Jay on the record when he shitted on him. But if you're a fan of Jay, obviously, and you understand Jay, and you think that Jay's the real G here is, whoa, Jay got Drake to pay him for a whole feature. Drake only gave 61 characters on a fucking line, and he got mentioned in the song.
Just go back a step or two. When Jay-Z called him Miss Drizzy.
Yeah.
Since then, Drake has got on a record and said, "I used to want to be signed to Rockefeller, but I turned into Jay."
Yeah.
Like he's saying.
He's bigging up Jay. Yeah.
Like after getting called Miss Drizzy.
But
so how was it some G shit what Drake did? Like I couldn't understand the logic.
If you want Drake to win, you're going to want Drake to win. Same thing. If you want me to be a racist, you're going to find the little shit that I say that could be interpreted that way. Call me racist. If you want you to be an asshole, we can always find a thing where you say to some girl, "You look ugly." Oh, Charlamagne's an asshole. Yeah. So it's all about perception. Whatever you want. It's like if I say, "Yo, Chris Moreau," I think Chris Moreau is gay. Right? If I just put that out there, right?
I see why you say that, though.
But let's say we do that, and all of a sudden you see him like rubbing, Wax's shoulders when we get out of the podcast. Now you're gonna be like, "Yo, this motherfucker's gay." Now if I say this, if I say instead of gay, I go, "Yo, Chris is actually studying massage therapy," and you'd be like, "No way!" And we walk out and he's rubbing Wax's shoulders. You're just gonna be like, "Well, he's probably gay, but he's also."
Like, hey! I'm like, both of them are gay.
Yo, but you feel me? Like it is that perception reality shit. You know what the craziest thing about the whole this whole art music dropping this week is we had a Canadian artist that got a lot of there's famous, like the most famous, Canadian, one of the most famous artists.
He's the second most famous Canadian ever.
All right, fair enough.
Wolverine is the first.
Sure. But we have just this week, Canadian artist steals another culture, gets incredibly, lambasted throughout the media, right? Well,
Justin Drew Marley.
Actually, no.
Just who?
Drake.
How?
That One Dance song? That's not your culture, fam.
I mean, it kind of is a little bit because in Canada they do flirt with the whole Jamaican.
Oh, there's tons of Caribbeans there, but by that argument, I am also. There's tons of Caribbeans here in New York, so by that argument, I should definitely release.
Nobody gave a fuck about Sean Paul. Sean Paul from the Bronx, Puerto Rican.
I thought Sean Paul was from Jamaica.
Sean Paul is a fucking Puerto Rican from the Bronx, bro.
Wait, Chris is shaking his head.
Oh.
Are you making this shit up, dog? Did you just make some shit up? Did you just pull a Schultz?
Who the fuck needs facts? All right?
No.
Tell me Sean Paul don't look like a Puerto Rican from the Bronx.
That motherfucker look like a Puerto Rican from the Bronx.
Get the fuck out of here with that
got a Honda Civic with the whole flag in the back window. He got that frog character on at least 3 keychains.
He's got the age with his hairline receding, but he's holding on to the braids.
He's holding all that shit. He got a shirt with mad fake diamond studs on the back of it. Dude, he got it. He got the whole True Religion jeans set up.
I don't like the Drake records, by the way.
Okay.
I like the one with Jay and Kanye. It's decent. It's cool. It's all right. But Drake's not breaking no new ground, bro.
Let's discuss that. Let's discuss it because I want to go back to the whole cultural appropriation thing in a sec. But let's discuss that. The songs were all right.
Decent.
Yeah.
That's
just
it.
decent.
Like
that
nothing,
Channing Tatum line is so fucking
corny.
But here's the thing.
That shit had me scratching my head for I'm like, Channing Tatum wears chains?
Yeah, dude.
I was Googling Channing Tatum chains to see if he did a movie where he wore a bunch of chains.
But it shows you how much respect that we have for Drake's bars, regardless of who is writing them, that we hear a basic-ass line and go, hold up, no, I missed some shit. I must have missed some shit because there's no way you would release a line that basic. Maybe Quentin Miller did get the shit kicked out of him by Meek and his crew because if he's writing lines like this, he needs a new ghostwriter. Drake needs a new one immediately.
If you look at my computer right now, you'll probably see me Googling a bunch of motherfucking chains.
So the line is
I was thinking about Magic Mike and I was like, did he wear chains in Magic Mike?
I got so many, I got so many chains, they call me Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum.
No. It was too much of a reach. I've never heard Drake reach like that ever in my life.
But I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Is a Tatum something that we don't know about?
No, clearly talking about this artist. Listen, that record is decent. I mean, just with the beat, the bars.
The beat is hard.
It's cool.
The beat is hard.
But the other 2 records he put out, fought on those.
One Dance.
Fought on them. One Dance and the other one called Coachella or Cold.
I don't know. I Googled Control.
Controller. That's what it is.
Is it Controller? I just Googled Control and I couldn't get it.
Know. All I know is I'm not feeling them shit. I don't feel like Drake is breaking no new ground right now. Like he's on the genesis of Views from the Six. Drake needs a classic album, bro. If Drake don't give us a classic album, we're gonna have to start having some other conversations. Like he's a great star, but we can't put him in those conversations with the best ever. A lot of people don't want to put him in those conversations now because of the whole ghostwriter allegations.
Yeah.
But we need a classic record, bro. If not, you just a great entertainer. You're a great artist. You're going to sell a lot of records. You're going to end up being the next Will Smith because you're going to be an actor and all that. But other than that, nah.
Why do you think that he always needs to prove himself?
All artists do.
Do they?
We
let Nas put out 3 bad albums in a row.
It wasn't 3. Why do you, who are you? What 3 albums in a row did he put out that were bad?
Okay. Loved, Illmatic.
Classic.
It was written, dope.
Classic.
I Am.
Great. Really great.
Nostradamus.
Garbage.
Next was
Stillmatic,
dope. 2 bad albums in a row. We let him put 2 bad albums in a row.
Not even 2.
I Am and Nostradamus.
I Am dope, man. I Am got Hate Me Now on there. I Am got Ghetto Prisoners Rise. I Am got the joint with Aaliyah. You Won't See Me Tonight. I love the I Am album.
I wasn't a huge fan.
I love I Am.
You Can Hate Me Now, dope, but I wasn't a big fan. But Stillmatic great. So we let him put 2 shitty ones, and then he came back hard. Stillmatic might be the best.
Godson, Hip Hop Is Dead, the Nigga album.
No. Then he got too artsy. It
no,
became too
man.
jazz
Nas is dope. Nas is one of those guys that can rap until he's 60 because of his content.
And because nobody will buy the albums anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I don't know, man. Nas is a cultural icon. Nas has not put out an album that hasn't gone platinum. People fuck with Nas. Nas has a cult-like following.
Nas hasn't put out an album that hasn't gone platinum?
Nope.
Are you sure of that?
Positive.
Even the latest albums have gone platinum?
He ain't dropped in 5-6 years. The last album he put out was What was the last album Nas put out? Was it the nigga album? I know he put out the joint with the Marley dude. Let me Google that. What was the last Nas solo album? Nas didn't put out an album in like 5 years.
My point is, we're talking about Drake like he has the potential to fuck up his legacy constantly. Do you think that is because he's... Why do you think that is?
Because of the ghostwriter allegations.
So without the ghostwriter allegations, it's fine. But because we have the ghostwriter allegations, the bar has been set much higher for his greatness?
No, because he has the ghostwriter allegations, people are trying to figure out, damn, so what's you and what hasn't been you? How much credit can we actually give you? How long have you been doing this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all of that shit I liked from like So Far Gone or, you know, any of the albums you put out, did you really write this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who really are you? So people are just questioning. It's like a baseball player who's on steroids. Would he have been that good without the motherfucking performance enhancement drugs?
Yeah.
Like, it's just that simple.
Yeah.
You know, I can't put you on the same level as a Scarface.
Yeah.
As a Jay-Z.
Or-
as a Nasir Jones.
Or even if we find out you're on steroids and you end up hitting 30 home runs a year, 40 home runs a year, it's not that exciting because you're on steroids. If you aren't on steroids, all of a sudden it's like, wow, this guy was knocking in 30 home runs a year. Wow, that's incredible. That's an incredible career.
Yeah, Nas's last album was 2012. Life is fucking good.
I guarantee that shit didn't go platinum.
Yeah. Nas is that guy, yo. Nas.
That last one, can you look up, Chris,
Life
and see
is
if
good.
it did not go platinum?
Life is good.
His last 3 albums have
What
not
was the
gone
last
platinum.
3? Untitled, Life is Good. How much did they sell? They have at least gold. Okay.
Okay, they went gold, but here's the thing. Times have changed, obviously, with music. A lot more people are downloading music. We need to have a new benchmark for what a platinum album is now.
They do. They changed it. It's the streaming
It's
now.
streaming, right?
Something
It's
to do with the
streams.
streams. I forgot how many streams.
As
but-
it should be. It's silly that we should compare albums like that. The market has changed. You can't. You just can't.
But yeah, you can't put Drake in those conversations. You just can't. But he could get back in that conversation with views from the 60s. Now, don't get me wrong. You got these kids out here that don't give a fuck. All these millennials that fuck with Drake, they don't
like
give a
him
fuck
no matter
about
what.
who wrote what,
Yeah.
when they wrote it, how they wrote it. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Drake is their guy.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But I've seen better.
Yeah.
But I'm older. So I've seen better. I grew up in that era. That's why when I say Steph Curry is the second greatest player of all time that I've seen,
Yeah.
you might want to listen to me.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it.
Because I've seen both.
You know what I'm saying?
You grew up on Drake. Yeah,
You grew up on Drake, so I can't knock you for that. And I'm not even saying Drake's not good. He is.
It's like I grew up on Lucky Charms. You're not going to tell me Honey Bunches of Oats is better cereal. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I grew up on.
Bro.
You know, when they put the magic marshmallow in, forget it.
I ain't stopped eating Lucky Charms in my 20s. only because
Even now, I be in the grocery store, I see that shit like, woo!
put my daughter onto this so I can have a reason to have this in the house.
Can my stomach handle whole milk?
The only
That's
reason-
what I worry
that's
about
the
now.
whole-
I'll be
but-
like,
but I
yo.
put almond milk in my cereal, but the only reason I fuck with Lucky Charms is they too fattening.
Yo, it's
But first of all, I already loved Lucky Charms. Lucky Charms was a delicacy.
Yo.
Like, wake up in the morning and you see that shit, you like, I can't wait to have a bowl of Lucky Charms in the morning. Because I grew up in the era where I wish you would eat this fucking cereal as a snack. I'll knock you upside your motherfucking head. That's breakfast before you go to school. So I had to wait till the morning to eat that shit. But when the Jizz of the Genius said, motherfucker seeing pink hearts, yellow moons, orange stars, and green clovers on a wrap, I'm like, it's the greatest goddamn cereal of all time. I didn't stop eating Lucky Charms till my 20s. Frosted Flakes, all that. Frosted Flakes, I stopped eating in my early 30s. Done with that.
Yeah.
Like, I literally just stopped eating that kind of fucked up cereal and shit, yo. CC Sabathia made me stop eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Why would
and
he
Frosted
say?
Flakes. Because he said that, I read an article, he said he had lost like 30 pounds. And they asked him how he did it. He said, I stopped eating motherfucking Frosted Flakes every day.
Bro, they can't. There's all these drugs and shit right now to get kids to listen in school. You know, all these kids got ADD and all this shit like that. How do they not realize that kids are not going to pay attention if they eat 1,000 calories of sugar right before they go to school?
what's so fucked up?
Dude,
When
one bowl of Lucky Charms
Little
is
kids-
1,000 calories of pure sugar.
Little kids, I don't know, in black households, you would hear that. You'd hear No, I don't give. It's too late for no sugar. He ain't gonna go to sleep. It's too late for no motherfucking
But in the morning,
sugar.
you just pump me full of sugar, then send me over to a substitute teacher.
And then wonder
Of
why I
course
can't
I'ma
keep
fight
still in
him.
class?
Dude, of course we gonna fight the security guard if I ate a bowl of Frosted Flakes and Lucky Charms in the morning.
I'm already a crack baby. Okay? I'm already a motherfucking crack baby.
My ankle, I just fucked my ankle up.
I heard it snap. And now you're gonna pump me full of sugar and send me off to school?
Stop it.
Fuck out of here, man.
That's
And wonder
fucked
why
up.
me and the teacher rolling around on the ground on World Star.
Exactly. Give him a banana and an apple, then send him to school. He'll be all right.
All right, time for a quick word from our friend Tristan Walker and the good people at Bevel, the first and only shaving system designed specifically for coarse curly hair and sensitive skin. Question, if a white person uses Bevel, is that cultural appropriation? Since this is made for people with coarse curly hair and sensitive skin.
What if that white person has coarse curly hair?
That is true.
Oh, we addressed that in the script. Chris just said he's ahead of us. All right, let's go.
Salute to Maximilian, who tweeted, just subscribe to Bevel using that code from the Brilliant Idiots, about to test this out. Hope C to God and Andrew Schultz aren't full of shit. Yes, we are, Max, but when have you ever known the Brilliant Idiots to be full of shit when it comes to trying to sell you something, okay? We don't give a fuck about facts when it comes to politics and history, but we would not get up here on the podcast and tell you about a product week after week, month after month, year after year that wasn't the real deal if it wasn't. We have integrity.
That's right. Now, Max, when have you ever known the Brilliant Idiots to be full of shit, really? Seriously. For the record, we like to point out that judging from this Twitter Avi Max has, he's a young Caucasian man with seemingly nice skin.
Oh, you cultural appropriating, bro?
I guess he might be. So we are breaking down any misconception that Bevel is only for African-American men with bad skin. That's the kind of important work we do here at the Brilliant Idiots. I have seen plenty of white men with the popcorn neck, with the crunch bar neck, if you will, with the gravel throat, if you will, okay? And if you are afflicted by any of those skin problems, you need to get Bevel and have your shit get taken care of.
Now, let the record show, Bevel wants us to break down that Bevel isn't just for African Americans. That's how y'all sold it. Are you selling out already, Tristan? Are you doing so motherfucking well that you trying to wean away from us Negroes now?
Listen,
Huh?
listen.
Huh?
This is what Chris
Oh,
is
Chris
taking
Monroe.
credit for writing it.
Oh, okay,
But
so-
I do want to say this. Black people are only 13% of the population, okay?
Hey, but I tell you, don't nobody spend money like us.
That's
Don't nobody spend money like black people, okay? You might buy one Bevel. I'm going to buy 10, okay?
I'm gonna get the Bevel 3s,
Okay.
the Bevel 4s.
Yes, it might be 100,000 white people to 100 black people, but them 100,000 white people gonna buy one of each. So that's 100,000 things sold. Black people gonna buy 100 a piece, okay?
Yo, you saying there's a new Bevel?
Word up. What color is it?
Yo, we lining up tomorrow, 7 a.m. I'm getting that new Bevel.
You're damn right. So if you do happen to be an African American man with a Nestle Crunch bar on your neck, or even worse, in an intimate relationship with such a man, go get Bevel ASAP. Okay?
Yo, Tristan, you need to hustle these Bevel razors like Nike hustles Jordans, man. You need the Black History Month Bevel razor. You know what I mean? You need the OVO bevel razor. You really need to go all in. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The patent leather bevel.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, though? I don't have all the Jordans yet. They got the flu seasons coming out. Do you know I spent, and I'm going to tell you, I spent $600 on some flu seasons a few years
That's
ago.
reasonable.
No, but they weren't even new. They were used.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
wanted them so
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Now they re-releasing them this year, and I can in the next couple months. Them shit look amazing. And
Those are the black and red.
oh my
12s,
god,
is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I need them.
So that's what I'm saying. You need a flu season bevel. You really need all this shit. You really need to go in. Let's have a serious conversation where we build, okay? But in the meantime, go check out Bevel. GetBevel.com today. GetBevel.com today. Use the code FREEIDIOTS to get your first month of Bevel membership free at GetBevel.com. That's GetBevel.com. But hustle, because that's only good for the first 200 listeners that respond. That's GetBevel.com. Now let's get back to this show.
Now, I was in the New York Daily News this week.
Hey!
I got a call. Well, I actually got a tweet from somebody from the New York Daily News. Then we got on the phone, and they was like, we've been hearing your comments about Justin Bieber.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to give us a comment? So it was a nice little write-up. They used my picture and everything.
Hot.
And it was funny because they had a picture of me, and then the headline was, "Look stupid." So it's highlighted, "Look stupid," but it's me actually saying white people look stupid with dreadlocks, but it's over my picture.
So it looks like you think you
It looks like I look stupid. But my take on the whole...
Cute, guys.
Listen, my whole take on the whole Justin Bieber thing, I don't care about appropriating culture. As long as the culture you appropriate, you make look good. white people look stupid with dreadlocks.
Currently.
Yes, 2016 they look dumb as fuck.
But
sorry.
In Braveheart, when Mel Gibson had them shits,
he looked stupid.
He was looking good.
No, he really didn't.
He was looking real good when he was
distracted.
swinging that axe.
That's
shit.
why you was distracted by his warrior ways. He still looks stupid.
Yo, put a skirt on a white man and some blue face paint.
Yeah.
Those dreads look hot.
Look at it in context. It's the same thing.
Hot.
It's the same thing with Tarzan. Tarzan is the only white man to successfully rock dreadlocks.
What do you think
but
Scottish people are? Scottish people are Tarzan for the prairies. That's what we are.
Look at the context.
Yes.
If you're in the wild, in the wilderness,
Scotland,
you're fighting. There's nothing else to do. Your best friend is a monkey.
Scotland. Well, we are best friend is a sheep.
Well, Tarzan's best friend was a monkey.
Yeah.
All right. Some of Justin Bieber's best friends are monkeys too, according to some races.
You know what? I didn't say that at all. I just want to point that out that was Charlemagne the God that say that.
But I'm saying all of that to say, look at the context. Yes, you dreads would look good on a white man if you ain't took a shower in months.
Mm-hmm. What's this right here?
Chris is Googling a bunch of pictures of white people with dreads, and they all look stupid.
Fucking the momentum up.
Just admit it.
I was talking to Van yesterday. Van, shout out to Van from TMZ.
Trying to get Van a podcast, too. He bullshitting.
He really need one because he's great, and he had some interesting perspective about this shit. He said, he goes, dreads have been in every culture in history.
That's a fact.
And this people don't realize. Everybody has dreads are just you don't wash your hair. My brother Greg Schultz, right, when he was going through a kind of rough, maybe depressing time in his life, just stopped showering and grew a dreadlock in the back of his head. Do you remember this, Greg?
Well, most white people who have dreadlocks
washing your hair.
Don't shower. No, seriously. When you talk about Mel Gibson and we talk about Tarzan, these are white people who didn't shower. You're proving my point.
If you don't shower,
your dreads could look
I don't want to put you on blast, but Greg, I don't want to put you on blast, but what's up, Greg? Talk to me. You did have a dreadlock, and I was like, Greg, you need to start combing your hair. And
it's not even that funny. I showered, but I just didn't really wash my hair, and I just got a dreadlock.
Okay, so but the point is, Greg has stick straight blonde hair, and he didn't wash his hair, and he grew a fucking dreadlock. Anybody can grow dreadlocks. This is not something specific to any culture. And Van made a great point. He's like, the dreadlock is like the bow and arrow. Native Americans don't own the bow and arrow. Everybody had a bow and arrow throughout history. Yeah, we just know bow and arrows from Native Americans because that's the latest movies we saw. We know dreadlocks from Caribbean people because in Rastafarian culture because that was the most popular in recent history to die.
And then down south took it.
And then down south took it. Listen, and now you got up north.
Go down south. And this was an issue I had, when I knew about, what dreadlocks meant to Rastafarians and shit. So when I used to start seeing all these brothers down south getting dreads, ask them why they got dreads. I don't know. They just like Bieber. They have no knowledge of why they want dreads. You know why they got dreads? Because they wanted to shake them in the club. Like, seriously. Motherfuckers was growing dreads down south to be able to shake them in the club. That was just the fly hairstyle at the moment. But they don't know anything about the history of dreadlocks.
They get dreads for the same reason that strippers get fake asses. But shake them in the club.
That is true, but let's be clear. Even those guys down south, dreadlocks look better than white people with dreadlocks. Like, that's all it boils down to. The texture of black hair looks better. Justin Bieber looks fucking ridiculous.
So we're just going to shame someone? We're going to say that someone's culturally appropriating and stealing just because he doesn't look good in it?
I never said he was culturally appropriating. I just said he looked stupid.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm totally fine, but don't you have the right to look stupid?
Yes!
People are trying to take away his right to look stupid.
This is America. We have the freedom to look foolish. Yeah. And we have the right to tell you that you look motherfucking stupid.
And you know what it is? It's like, this is the same thing as those white people who criticize black people for having their pants sag real low. They're pull your pants up.
Yes,
you look dumb. Pull your pants up. Yeah, you look fucking dumb.
You look dumb as fuck.
Justin Bieber also looks dumb. But you know what? You have the right to wear your pants that fucking length.
You shouldn't. They should make it a law. And in some places, it is a law that you can't
Fair,
sag your
but my
pants.
point is, it's up to you. As long as your ass isn't sticking out. If your underwear's sticking out, that's fine. But you're allowed to dress that way. It's your fucking body. You can do what you want with it. As long as you're not being showing nudity in public, I'm not the one to tell you. Now, look, I don't care. Here's my issue. Everybody's making this big issue about cultural appropriation. He's stealing culture, right? Did we forget that he just released an R&B album?
So he been culturally appropriating.
This is not new. Why is the dreads are your issue? Because you love that song, Love Yourself? Because you love that song, Sorry.
Justin Bieber has appropriated lesbian culture. Remember that goddamn bowl cut he had?
Sure.
He when last year at the MTV Music Awards, he had that little fucking swoop hanging out his shit, appropriating Elvis culture. Like, this motherfucker, that's what he does. Justin Bieber, by the way, does not know who the fuck he is, period.
Sure.
It ain't even about white, he wants to be black, anything. He just don't know who he is.
Sure.
A motherfucker that's having that many transitions all the time.
Yeah.
You really don't know who you are.
So maybe he
Justin.
doesn't know what he is, and maybe he's reinventing himself, whatever it is. My point is, who gives a fuck? Like, stop making this racial issue, this cultural issue, and stop acting like for example, Chris Brown this same week got a new fucking haircut where he basically took the pompadour, which is a stereotypical.
That's a conch.
You call it a conch, I don't know, but it's a white haircut.
Conch.
This is culturally speaking white haircut. This is Elvis. This is even before Elvis.
Those were big in the era of Malcolm X too, though.
Yeah, but if you
zoot suits,
but if you even go before that, go to the fucking 20s, go to when white people were donning these haircuts. Watch an episode of Boardwalk Empire. That's everybody's haircut in it. I mean, this is shit. Go back to England in the fucking 1800s.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? So
Chris Brown should look good though.
But Chris Brown look amazing.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah.
So he look
Chris Brown should
amazing in
fly
that
as a
shit.
motherfucker.
Ooh, the fade.
I can't hate on Chris Brown, but
Nah,
this
man.
goes back to my point.
Yeah.
I don't care if you appropriate culture. Just the
look
culture
good.
you appropriate, make it look good. That's your duty. Like, that's what you should do. If you're going to appropriate somebody's culture, you're doing it because you think it's fly, right? So there's two things you shouldn't do. Don't mock it. Don't make fun of it. And if you're going to appropriate it, make it look good.
I mean, he thinks it looks good. I mean, again,
No, Justin Bieber ain't got no real friends.
but here the perception is reality, like we said. But my point is, I think Chris Brown should be allowed to do it. I don't think there's any permission. Like, do you think? I mean, just think about this. You know how boring the world would be without cultural appropriation? How shitty food would be without cultural appropriation? Do you realize that Italians wouldn't have pasta without cultural appropriation? They stole fucking noodles from the Chinese. Italian food wouldn't exist without cultural appropriation. So next time you sit down, you have some fucking linguine or some spaghetti bolognese or whatever it is, thank the Chinese, okay? And thank the world for cultural appropriation for that shit.
We have to change the definition. That's why I always say words mean something. Cultural appropriation to me is when somebody takes somebody's culture, they profit off it and don't give credit, or they make a mockery of it.
Okay.
I don't think what these people are doing is cultural appropriation. It's actually cultural appreciation.
That's what it is.
We appreciate.
Yes.
This guy, Justin Bieber appreciates how dreadlocks looks. He wants to rock them.
Exactly.
These guys appreciate other people's food, so they want to eat their food.
They want to eat their food.
They want to learn to
incorporate
cook
their
it.
food into their.
That's it.
Exactly.
I think that a lot of times we call it appropriation because we are used to people mocking cultures and ridiculing cultures and making fun of cultures. But that's not what these guys are doing.
Yeah.
Like blackface back in the day was absolutely cultural appropriation.
Well, it was mockery.
It was
Yeah, it
mockery.
was mockery. Not cultural appropriation, but mockery.
Well, what's the definition of appropriation? I think somewhere along the line, appropriation, people started using the word appropriation when it came to mockery.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the right definition of it.
Van made a good point also. He was talking about in America, there is a history of black people starting trends and then white people essentially taking over the trend and then getting credit for it. So there's maybe a sensitivity within black culture and black people about that. For example, rock and roll music started by black people in America. Now, if you say rock and roll, the thing that pops to your head is some white
automatically.
dude.
But
Exactly.
Elvis was inspired by Chuck Berry.
Of course,
And
all
it's
these
been
guys.
movies. It's been the most simplest movies that have
What?
taught you that.
Chris is shaking his head. But whatever.
Chris is 80 years old.
He's
Okay, so
Chris.
yeah,
he
Big Joe Turner.
he was inspired by black folks. They were doing rock and roll music. Who
I
started
know
rock and
Chuck
roll?
Berry because of Back to the Future.
Exactly.
The goddamn
Get down in
Marty-
Louisiana,
Marty
goes
was
to
on
New
that
Orleans.
stage, and Chuck Berry's cousin got on that phone and said, "Chuck, this is your cousin. Remember that new sound you was looking for? Holy shit! That kind of debunks the whole thing, though.
What?
Because Marty was white.
So Marty started
Well,
rock and roll.
no.
But that was in
Marty
80s,
got it from
something.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Back to the Future wasn't real, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Point, yeah, exactly. That's not what really started rock and roll music. Is this a fake fucking movie? Anyway, but point is like I don't know what the fucking point that we're trying to make is.
The point is, who gives a fuck about culture? I don't care about culture appropriation
As long as you're not mocking,
as long as you're not making a mockery or making it fun.
So, the sensitivity within the culture. So, I think there's a sensitivity which is, oh shit, white dudes are rocking dreads. Is that going to become popular? And now white guys are going to get credit, or white people are going to get credit for making dreads popular, and not us, right? I think there's also a sensitivity which I've heard saw a lot of people tweeting about, which is, black people will do something and it's looked at as scary or negative. A white person does it and it's looked at as high fashion.
Justin Bieber looks scary as fuck.
Well, I wouldn't say he looks scary.
He looks scary as
I would argue the opposite.
Justin Bieber walking in right now, you know what I'm thinking?
What?
Meth addict. I'm like, this little skinny white boy is on meth.
Maybe.
Little Dylan Roof looking motherfucker.
Maybe.
About to shoot up a church.
Maybe.
Okay?
Look, I don't know. Maybe. My feeling is this shit is like, if, let's just say dreads are scary. Let's just accept that theory, if you want to accept that theory. I mean, I don't really find them scary because I grew up around a lot of people who had dreads. But let's just say.
Depends
who they're on.
Dreads aren't scary when you're in Jamaica or when you're around some Caribbean
if
people.
you're in Flatbush, Brooklyn, dreads are scary.
If you're in Chicago,
dreads are
and
frightening.
you see some dreads, you're like, whoa.
Yeah. You hear
Get
some
the fuck out of here.
If there's some a drill beat in the background or some dreads, frightening. Now,
I'm out.
So, but here's the thing, right? How do we make things less scary? Right? How do we quote unquote normalize shit? Right? When you see Justin Bieber's, right, and other harmless looking 5'5" white people out there rocking dreads, all of a sudden the stigma of Chicago dangerous killing that's associated with dreads changes.
Nah, never.
No, I'm telling you, this shit happens. And I'll tell you how I know for a fact this happens. Ripped jeans and that kind of shit was synonymous with punk rock music at one time. Right? Punk rock music were dangerous drug addicts who were literally thieves, doing heroin all over the fucking place, doing drugs. You couldn't trust them, rob your fucking family, etc. It had a horrible stigma, this types of clothes. Now, if you look at Chris Brown in that picture where he's appropriating that haircut, he's rocking ripped jeans. Every rapper now rocking ripped jeans. Every fucking kid on the street rocking ripped jeans. Ripped jeans have no stigma that's negative anymore because so many people have warned them that they're normalized.
It's not that easy, man.
Shit, what I'm saying is the same shit could happen to dreads if you just allow it to happen. Stop criticizing people who haven't. Let it just become another type of hairstyle, just like a baldy, just like a fade, just like a Caesar, just like a bowl cut, just like whatever.
But this is the thing, that's what people fail to realize. Dreads didn't become something that people thought was scary until recently, but it's not the dreads. It's just that when you are probably trying to fit a description. In Chicago, you know how many times a day they probably get a call, young black male with dreads, young black male with dreads. But before that, dreads was a spiritual thing. You saw dreads, you thought that they was from an island.
Who's more peaceful than Rastafarians?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we don't see a lot of Rastafarians anymore at the front of the line, basically. The people that you see at the front of the line are the chief keefs of the motherfucking world.
So what you're saying is black people did ruin dreads?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the truth.
Said American black people ruined dreads. Is that what you said?
Yeah, pretty much. Like it was. They took
Wow.
Dreads, they took dreads away from what the essence
from this peaceful, loving Rastafarian accepting culture.
Everybody I knew
and turned it into some gang shit.
Everybody I knew growing up who had dreads was into Bob Marley heavy, was into Rastafarian culture. My boy Conte, we go to his crib, everything Jamaicaned out. Everything.
Beautiful.
He got his weed. He was so big on the culture. My other homeboy Reggie President used to live by me. Same thing. He was big on the culture. Like he was getting dreads for a reason.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just I just want to get dreads to get dreads.
Yeah.
He was getting dreads for a reason. A lot of these dudes down south, a lot of these dudes in the Midwest, they just started getting dreads to get dreads, and they started to fit a lot of the descriptions. And I think that's where that negative narrative of dreads came.
So here's my question.
For me, I don't think of when I think dreads. When I dig deeper, I see the negative narrative. Initially, I'm the same way. Rastafarian, Bob Marley, spiritual people. That's what I think initially. And then I'm like, but I also grew up down south and I saw those wild motherfuckers shaking their dreads in the club.
People from the south or people from Chicago, like black people, start getting dreads, are they cultural appropriating if they don't have any Caribbean roots or Jamaican roots?
For sure.
So here's my question. You say they are. I definitely agree they are because I think cultures are different regardless of race, right? But it seems to me that people feel like cultural appropriation only exists across racial lines when culture... How you figure?
That's absolutely not true.
Who has ever criticized a black dude for having dreads?
I'm saying I agree. That's not true. They do, because you could look at New York designers from Brooklyn. You think he's not culturally appropriating down south music?
Absolutely. But why do you think black people never get criticized for cultural appropriation?
They do.
Only white people do.
They just don't use that term.
What do they say?
Because there's plenty of artists in New York who'll be like, that was the whole thing. Stop making all this down south sounding music. New York motherfuckers don't get crunk. New York motherfuckers don't. But Cameron said in the record, when the fuck we start bouncing? Like, that was a big thing in New York. Motherfuckers in New York was mad that people in New York was adopting two things: the gang lifestyle from the West Coast and the down south sound in music. So they just didn't say cultural appropriation.
When white people do it, it's cultural appropriation. When black people do it, it's dick riding. When black people do it to black people, it's dick riding.
It's cultural appropriation.
It's referred to.
Yeah, but it's all the same.
It is all the same, but it's referred to as cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
But let's
because that's the thing you gotta understand too.
Yeah.
It's cultural appropriation.
That's what I'm telling
not
people.
Racial.
I've been telling people this shit.
appropriation.
Culture has
It's
nothing to do with race.
cultural
Yes.
appropriation, not racial appropriation.
So that girl that was talking about the dreads in that video when she confronted the white dude in the school, she seems entitled to all black cultures. Like in the video, she's like, "You're stealing my culture," right? So maybe she's Jamaican. I'm not. You know what I'm
She
talking
said
about?
Egypt. She was like, "What you know about Egypt?" By the way,
Well, he said Egypt.
oh, he said Egypt.
Yeah.
Oh, because by the way, I'm sure it was white people in Egypt
Of course.
with dreadlocks.
Of course. I mean, there was
By the way.
there was no fucking Head and Shoulders back then. Everybody had fucking dreadlocks. Okay, there was no Pantene, Pro V, nothing. So
Is the Predator cultural appropriation?
yes, it is. Yeah. Are those two white dudes from the Matrix cultural appropriation? You know those brothers where they had the dreads?
You're right.
Possibility.
Listen, my thing is this. Like I said, I will say this until I'm blue in the face. I don't care about people appropriating culture as long as you make the culture look good. But I do feel like you should have some history of whatever the culture is that
How
you're
about,
rocking.
sorry to interrupt, but how about I don't care if you appropriate culture as long as you do it out of appreciation and love.
I'm with you on that, but if
You
somebody
might not look good.
Justin Bieber was backstage at the iHeart Awards.
Yeah.
And he was talking to Big Sean. He was like, yo, it's just hair. That's when you piss off somebody who actually knows what the culture is. Like if I'm wearing a kilt, you from Scotland, right?
Yeah.
And I got a kilt on. You
Like Kanye.
Like, what the fuck are you doing with this kilt on? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
just a fucking kilt.
Yeah.
Your pops or your uncles who we met in London might be like, no, it's not, motherfucker.
Sure.
It's not just a motherfucking kilt.
Sure.
What you mean?
Sure.
So you should know a little bit. So, because if you're showing appreciation, I want to be able to tell you why I appreciate what it is that your culture
At
does.
what point in time do you stop that?
Stop what?
What the fuck is going on? At what point in time do you stop that?
Stop what?
Do you go, at what point in time do you go, well, you know, we don't have to show appreciation to where we got this from?
I don't think you should ever stop doing it.
But Italians,
don't.
Italians aren't going to do that with pasta. Like if you go up to Italian right now and be like, yo, you guys took pasta from the Chinese, they're going to be like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm going to ride with the Italians on that one. I don't know. If I see a Chinese person arguing with Italian, I'm going to be like, get the fuck out of here. All right, and the Italians made pasta.
So what if so many white people get dreads that people start associating it with whiteness? And then people start going, what do you mean Jamaicans got dreads?
See, I just don't think, all right, we have this discussion all the time when it comes to hip hop. I think certain things, no matter who else does it, will always be synonymous with this. Like hip hop will never turn white. That's why I hate when these rappers like Macklemore have a hot year, Iggy have a hot year, and then all of a sudden J. Cole's making this song like white people done came and snatched the sound. Macklemore, Iggy Azalea. And then you still got to name Elvis. You only name 5 people. Elvis, Eminem, Macklemore, Iggy, Justin Timberlake. Macklemore and Iggy, God bless them, they're gone already. For the most part.
J. Cole just trying to capitalize on outrage. He's doing the
That's
same
what I'm
thing.
saying.
Yeah.
Like, why are we outraged? I told y'all when Ebola popped off, I said Ebola is like white rappers in America. We have nothing to worry about. There's never going to be a time in the history of the world where people are looking back saying, holy shit, white people started hip hop. It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. It's just impossible. It's too much data now. Things are documented too much. Like, it's not going to happen. So I feel the same way with dreads.
Would it be cool if we get to a point in time where we just go, Americans started hip hop?
Nah, I need that credit, bro.
But why?
You're the
Like-
guy that's big on credit. Get a credit.
Yeah,
You think
but
Steve
like-
Jobs? You think Steve Jobs wants to be just motherfucker started the phones, the smartphones? No, nigga, Steve Jobs started that shit. Now fuck Bill Gates, he did his
Well, he
version.
didn't start that
Samsung
shit.
did it. Who started it?
I think
We don't even know.
the
Steve Jobs.
Palm Pilot, that tree or whatever, like that tree, whatever.
Whatever.
Some shit. Yeah.
Steve Jobs wants his fucking credit.
I guess everybody
You know what I'm
wants their
saying?
credit.
You
yeah.
give your people their credit. Like,
but then again, why do you want credit?
what you mean?
Like, okay, I'll give Steve Jobs his credit, but Steve Jobs isn't going, Armenian orphans started iPhones. All Armenian orphans deserve credit for iPhones. I'll give the people in New York that they were part of that scene that started credit, but I should give some black dude that grew up in Alaska credit for hip hop music when
By
he
the
had
way-
nothing to do with it?
By the way, Steve Jobs.
Why?
By the way, Steve Jobs is dead. If Steve Jobs was alive, he'd absolutely be accusing Samsung of cultural appropriation right now. All right, I
Yeah.
started this smartphone shit.
Yo,
okay,
I
started this
everybody
shit.
tells me that Samsung actually makes it, Apple steals it, and it makes it better
Well, God bless Steve Jobs
for making it better.
Android, all of y'all.
But you get my point, though, right? It's
Yeah.
it's like when it comes to credit, how wide do we cast the net of credit?
just give credit what credit is due. Like, how hard is it? Like,
Listen
it's
to
not
the question.
hard.
Listen to the question. How wide do we cast the net of credit? Because I'm from New York. right? New York started hip hop, right?
Okay, that's a fact.
So who's more responsible for hip hop? A black dude that grew up in Kansas or New York? Is it my culture that started it? Because I grew up here. I'm part of these streets that birthed this music. All these
that's
things.
That's what you get credit for.
But I don't get any credit. That black dude can look at me and go, "Hey, stop stealing my culture. My culture is rap music. Stop stealing." And I look at him like, "Hold up, what in Kansas? Where's the hip hop?"
Okay, well, if that's the case, white boys started basketball. That's a goddamn fact.
Or Native Americans or
somebody
or Canadians. I think Naismith was actually Canadian.
Well, he wasn't Negro.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
He wasn't Negro, so it's just like he started it, but some people took it further. And it's the same thing with New York hip hop. Yeah, they started it, but if it was just about New York hip hop, there'd be no hip hop right now. Let's be clear on that.
Sure.
Hip hop would have been a fad if people from other places didn't say, "Oh, I fuck with that shit," and put their own little twist to it. Down South music has kept the game alive.
Hey, that's why we need to embrace cultural appropriation. Because when other cultures embrace other cultures, things just get better. When down south, we don't know that yet. Maybe, white people about to do some crazy shit with dreadlocks, yo.
This is about 20.
Hey,
I'm
growing mine out.
You thinking about Bieber?
I'm growing mine out.
No, you thinking about
some great dreadlocks.
You thinking about just Bieber? I go back to Jamal and House Party. First white boy I saw that looked stupid with dreads. I go back to motherfucking who from third base.
You never saw Greg Schultz's dreadlock. He had one lock in the back of his head.
Young black teenagers, which was the biggest cultural appropriation ever. A bunch of white dudes. They were signed to Def Jam, right?
Yeah, it's Bill Stephanie. They were supposed to be a commentary on a cultural appropriation. That was the whole point.
Really?
Yeah, it was. They knew what they were doing.
So they were a spoof?
They weren't a spoof. They were trying to make a comment about white culture. Black culture. That wasn't like, we don't.
Get on the mic, Chris. You on the mic? What happened?
Yeah, I was actually just reading about
clue what the fuck you're talking about.
There was a group that came out on Def Jam in the early 90s called Young Black Teenagers. It was all white guys. One of them had dreads that looked stupid.
Stupid as fuck.
Sounds like an improv group.
But they were like very aware of what they were doing. So the whole point was they were making a commentary about hip hop and race and all that sort of shit.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Like that was what they was there for.
People weren't interested in it or ready for it. I mean, they were decent. They had a couple good songs, but they were a little ahead of their time.
That guy was a white guy who I saw with dreads. He looked ridiculous. Fucking Jamal from House Party looked ridiculous. Like, I've never seen a white dude with dreads look good.
Hey, I'm all about slandering people who look ridiculous. That's what we do. We're comedians. That's, at least amongst comedians, that's what we do. I'm all about it. I just don't think slandering for cultural appropriation or stealing is even logical or smart.
Wow, I just realized this was my shit.
It makes no sense.
I didn't even care that they was culturally appropriating, because you know why? Because this record was hot. Tap the bottle and spin the cap. Tap the bottle and spin the cap. That shit was hot. You don't remember Young Black Teenagers?
Maybe that's it. You're allowed to culturally appropriate if it's good.
I just said that. I said that 8 times already.
Like, for example, we let Italians culturally appropriate because they make delicious food. But if they don't make delicious food, we're like, fuck, get out of here. You got to let the Chinese rock with that shit.
I said that 8 times already on this podcast.
Eminem's allowed to rap because he's
good.
Nice.
I don't care.
Iggy Azalea, not allowed to do it.
That's it.
Macklemore, not allowed to do it.
I don't care if you appropriate culture.
So for white
as long as the culture you're appropriating you make look good.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Oh, you said make look good. I'm just saying you got to be good.
Same difference.
Got you.
When you rap, can you make this rap shit sound good, Eminem? I'm a beast. I'm one of the best. Absolutely.
I mean, to be completely honest, that's how white people have treated people of color for years. It's like, yeah, we might hate you and want you to have different water fountains, but you're good at basketball? Well, shit, come on aboard. Hey, Jackie Robinson, you can play baseball? Yeah. Come on down. We'll give you the best water fountain in the world.
We still treat you like shit.
Yeah, but you could play. Absolutely. Bill Russell, you're going to win 11 championships? We'll forget that Boston's the most racist city in the world for a little bit and just let you come out here and do it.
You're still going to get booed on the road by these white people.
On the road, you get booed, but home.
You might get some things thrown at you, but come on. Think of the money.
Hey, listen, you know what you do when they throw those things? Jump over them. You could jump real high. That's the exact attitude. So that's all it is. You want to trump cultural appropriation, be great.
It's 2 things.
And if you're not, and it's hard to be great at dreads. That's the problem. Dreads is difficult to be great at.
A lot of black guys can't pull off dreads. Okay?
Yeah.
White people, I'm going to say this and I want you to be absolutely clear in what I'm saying.
Yeah.
White people with dreadlocks look stupid. Stop tweeting me, calling me a racist. It has nothing to do with race.
Yeah.
I think you look stupid. You know who else I think looks stupid? black girls with blonde wigs and blue eye contacts. That shit looks dumb as fuck to me.
I'm not gonna lie, Black China kind of looks cute.
Black China she got that shit?
Yeah, of course. She got everything. She got blonde hair at one point in time, and she got some contacts.
I think that looks stupid. All right, I think that looks just as stupid as white people with dreadlocks.
But pussy's on a different scale. If you look good, you look good.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not fucking no white person with dreadlocks, period. Male, female, nothing.
Yeah, because if you're white with dreadlocks, you probably don't shower too often.
Exactly.
Now, let's take a break for a second and talk about Squarespace. Now, earlier in the show, we were talking about how incredible it was to be in London and realize that we're connecting with people overseas. That's really the beauty of the internet age. We control the flow of content, of information. Hey, tell CP to come in here. I'm going to say what's up to CP real quick. If you have something you want to share with the world, your music, your comedy, your photos, your writing, your cooking, whatever it is, you aren't dependent on a magazine or a newspaper or a TV network anymore to get it out there. You can get it all out there in the way you want, with the look you want, and the branding you want. All you need is a website.
That's where Squarespace comes in. Squarespace makes it easy to build beautiful websites without breaking a sweat. Squarespace provides simple, powerful, and beautiful websites that look professionally designed regardless of skill level, no coding required. Not only does Squarespace provide you with the intuitive and easy-to-use tools to create your website with, Squarespace also has state-of-the-art technology powering your site to ensure secure and stability, and you know you can trust in Squarespace for your website needs when millions of people and some of the most respected brands in the world trust in them too. Seriously, you can't beat the ease and simplicity of Squarespace. Squarespace gives you 24/7 online support and a beautiful website. So what are you waiting for? Start a trial with no credit card required and start building your website today. When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure to use the offer code IDIOT to get 10% off your first purchase and to show your support for Brilliant Idiots. We thank Squarespace for their support of Brilliant Idiots.
Absolutely. Salute to Squarespace. What else happened this week? I got my man here, my man CP. Mm-hmm. He's a comedian from Detroit. Oh, Neve. That's what the fuck I wanted to talk about.
What happened?
Neve Showman.
What happened?
Neve was trying to be a comedian.
What you mean?
Hold on, I want to read the tweet exactly. Because I saw this play out last night, and when he said that, when he tweeted, I said, oh, they about to jump on his ass. Because it was all about timing, right?
Yo, Neve is from Catfish, by the way, everybody who's listening right now.
Yeah, Neve from Catfish. First of all, Black Girls Rock was on last night. I saw the intro with Tracy Ellis Ross, which was phenomenal. Tracy Ellis Ross literally came out there, and in her intro, she pretended to be every hot artist that's out right now, woman-wise. Rihanna, Beyonce. She took it back to Diana Ross. Like, it was great. Phenomenal. The dance moves, everything. Right? So, my wife was watching it. It's just a big thing. It's Black Girls Rock. I said, you know, like, it was, Hillary, put it like this. It's such a big deal. Hillary Clinton was there because she knows she need that black vote. Mm-hmm. And she need them black women votes. Neve has since tweeted and deleted this tweet. Neve said, hashtag Black Girls Rock. I totally agree. They also tend to hashtag catfish a lot. Just saying. They tore Neve's ass apart. First of all, Neve, if I was standing by Neve, I would have said, Neve, don't you tweet that. First of all, that could have been bad on any night. But you're going to tweet that during Black Girls Rock when it's hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of black girls already on Twitter.
Catfish is coming back for a new season with your new host, Max Joseph.
Listen. That was the bad timing. That's like going to war when the army has all its soldiers on deck.
Yeah, they're already with their thumbs ready. The thumbs are cocked.
They're having their moment. These black girls are having their moment.
Yeah.
But trust and believe, it's always a group of black girls that's just like, let me patrol these Twitter streets to make sure everybody's on the up and up and nobody says anything disrespectful about anything. He said that and they ripped him apart. I've never seen a tweet deleted so fast. Not only did he tweet and delete it, these are some of the tweets. People like Neve Showman is the reason why Black Girls Rock exists, always trying to tear us down with negativity. Somebody else, I don't take libel slander against black women lightly. They are already beat down enough by society, Neve Showman. So Neve tweeted out, you're right to be upset. And nobody has to accept my apology, but I am deeply sorry to those whom I offended, and I learned a valuable lesson.
Pussy. Neve, stop being a pussy, bro. Stand behind your joke. If you want to make a joke, stand behind it. The last thing that you do is apologize because then it shows you actually meant it.
Oh, you meant it now.
Now you meant it.
Oh, you wasn't joking.
Exactly.
Oh, you were serious?
Exactly.
You really meant that, Neve?
Yeah. So you really think that's all black women do?
All black women do is catfish?
Uh-huh.
Now, if I was Neve, I would have simply said, look, I wasn't making a joke. I was telling the truth because black girls do rock. Absolutely. But this is my last 5 seasons of Catfish. Okay, we do about 20 episodes a season.
I try to make them diverse.
I try to make them diverse.
It don't work.
But out of 20, it's about 18 black girls on every episode. All Neve was doing was making an observation, okay? But I would have told Neve, don't make that observation right now. Now is not the time.
You know what?
Okay?
He fucked up. He should have just said black girls rock at catfishing. That's all you need to do. Put Black Girls Rock at catfishing because then you're bigging them up. You're like, you're the best. You're the ones that do it the best. This made it seem like you're kind of cutting their legs out from under them. Black Girls Rock. But they also
Catfish
are bad at something.
Just saying. ... Just saying.
Not only do black girls rock at all these things, they also rock at catfish.
Yeah.
Thank you for 5 seasons. Without you, I wouldn't have a TV show.
I wouldn't have a goddamn show.
That's the way you tweet
put it
it.
like this. If it wasn't for fat people and black people, you wouldn't really have a show.
He need to thank Wendy's.
Catfish
he need to
and
thank.
I call it fat fish and blackfish sometimes.
That's all you need.
If I was Neve, I would have just put hashtag Black Girls Rock, hashtag catfish. That's it.
You know what,
nothing else.
Black women should not agree to be on the show anymore.
Oh.
That would be the greatest way to pay him back. You don't agree to go on the show. No,
Well,
I'm not going to sign the paper.
The sad part about it is the girls that love Black Girls Rock, the girls that would be at the show, the girls that would support that show, they wouldn't be on Catfish anyway.
No, but they watch that shit.
Nah, I doubt it. The
Come
girls,
on.
Nah.
Actually, I haven't watched Catfish in a minute, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
the girls that would be on Catfish that are black are more of the love and hip hop Atlanta crowd.
Are you saying they're more ratchet?
Yeah,
More of the ratchet variety.
More of the ratchet variety. Okay,
I see Mona wants her shine. You see that?
Mona Scott Young, she fell back a little bit.
No, she wants
fell
her
back a lot.
shine. She's out there hosting the reunion episode.
Nah, she don't do that no more.
Well, I saw some shit on TV. And
All black people don't look alike, Schultz.
Bruh.
That's my girl Nina Parker who hosts the reunion.
First of all, no, it's not.
Yes,
Second
it
of all,
is.
first of all, the one I watched was Mona. At first,
Which one?
the one I watched,
Was it recently?
it was recent. It was on this last weekend. I don't know if it was a new one. It was just maybe doing reruns.
It might have been doing reruns, but the last reunion they had was last week, and it was definitely Nina Parker.
All I know is that I watched and Mona Scott Young was the one hosting it. Now, I will admit, when I first turned it on, I did think it was the fat-faced chick from Moesha, but it wasn't, okay? It ended up being Mona Scott Young. That being said, she ended up hosting it, and hey, she wants that shine.
You talking about her?
You can absolutely not. I'm talking about Mona Scott Young because I saw her name under her face every time they came back from commercial. She goes, "Hi, I'm Mona Scott Young."
She has hosted reunions before, but she fell back from doing all that shit. You know when Mona started falling back? Mona started falling back when she got so much backlash from people about love and hip hop. Period.
Like you.
Yes. When I started calling her Satan Scott Young, but she was getting it from everybody because these same Essence magazines and Ebony's, like they was coming at Mona.
This was a Love and Hip Hop Atlanta reunion one. The one girl was pregnant, whose husband is Kirk.
Yeah, Rashida.
Yeah, Rashida was pregnant during it. It was
CP.
What's up, man?
What's
How
up,
you
man?
doing?
You look like you know all the good weed at.
Man, I do know where all the good weed is.
Get on that mic real quick, man. This my man CP's from Detroit. We was in here talking about Mona Scott Young. Can I go ahead and finish?
What's up? Yeah, so he was watching. So she was hosting a thing, and I don't know if it was a recent one or whatever it was, but that's when I was watching. So she wants to get some shine, man.
She did fall back though. That was old. I'm pretty sure that was an old rerun. Because Mona Scott, remember she fell back when she started getting all that backlash.
Yeah, I think who was it? It was one in particular who was like who was juiced up just like Mona. What's her name? Shaq's ex.
Oh, Shawnee.
Yeah,
she fell back too.
What you mean?
You know, like it was like the person who presents it all. Like I feel like Shawnee she was under Mona too, right?
Nah, Shawnee had her own thing.
She had her own
Basketball
thing.
Wives, all that shit was her
Basketball
shit.
Wives was hers, yeah.
And she fell back from that shit because she was getting so much motherfucking backlash.
But everybody wants the credit, man. You can only be the executive producer for so long. Eventually, you need to get in front of that camera. You
Not
want
me.
the shine,
I'm fine
bro.
with that, baby.
Because you're already in front of the camera.
Yeah, but
Is that
guess
even
what?
a
Everybody
show
knows
that
who
gets
you are.
executive produced? Like that's like.
Say again.
Is that even a show that needs an
Man,
executive producer?
everybody, everybody got executive producer.
That's
Let me
crazy.
tell you something. When I got like 5 shows in production right now that I'm executive producing. When I get this ball really, really rolling in the next couple years,
Yeah.
you think I give a fuck about being in front of some goddamn camera?
I want everybody to remember what he just
Please.
said. I want everybody to remember what he
this.
said. Let a show get bigger than Charlamagne the God, the person.
I could give a
Let
shit.
a show get bigger than you.
Listen, you shouldn't be in this business. You
We're
shouldn't
gonna
even
see.
You shouldn't even get in that lane if you don't want that.
We're gonna
You
see.
should want a show to be bigger
We're
than you.
gonna see.
That's how you make money.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like you should want a show to get bigger than you.
Okay.
You think Ryan Seacrest give a fuck?
Let Doug get all the credit for these shows that are coming out.
Bye. Who the check's coming to?
Okay.
Bye.
We gonna see.
See, it's different, I guess. in our culture.
Yeah, it is.
'Cause
It is.
I could do without the fame.
That's
but
the flip.
fame brings the crazy
But you
shit.
say that
Exactly.
because you got the fame. It's different. Like when you don't have the fame, when you going into restaurants and you know that you're executive producer of the biggest show on TV and you can't even get a fucking reservation. At a certain point in time, you can be like, hold on, Stevie J gets a reservation
Right.
and I ain't getting a fucking reservation.
but this
I'm
when you're
furious at that
Yeah,
shit.
'cause
I'm hosting Love and Hip Hop.
Everybody who needs to know you knows you at that point.
On the inside.
On the inside, but that's all you need, though.
On the inside is all you need, but sometimes you want to go for a reservation
But
in
my
Blue Hill.
brothers, money
Sometimes you want to
talks.
sit
Money
down.
talks.
Money
right?
talks. You think that when you walk into an establishment that these people don't know who got the bread?
Yeah.
They can smell money. You know who I envy? I envy man, I swear to God, I envy Elvis Duran. Elvis Duran, people know him. But Elvis Duran can,
He can walk around. He's radio famous.
Yeah,
yeah.
radio.
yeah,
famous.
but
Radio
that's-
famous is different.
Yeah, but that's a high 7-figure a year
Oh, great.
famous.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with just being the person behind the scenes making the money?
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck owns Lucky Charms.
But see, in our
Yeah.
culture, to
you
your
know
point,
what I'm
though,
saying?
yeah.
You know
General
that Elf.
Mills. No, General Mills owns Lucky
You don't
Charms.
know who the fuck that is.
Yeah, Mills. Somebody Mills.
Yeah.
Balling.
Yeah.
Out of control.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
That's like a dope game mentality, though. Like in the hood, it was like, you know, you want to get your money, stay low. If you get, you know, niggas not trying to get extorted or trying to get what's the word? Where they run your
Extorted,
books.
robbed, get your door kicked in.
So it's like, right. But, you know, like for everybody else, it's like you want your shine. I have a great job. My
Sure.
BMW is blue. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, in the hood, it's not like that.
I mean, you could say in the hood it's not like that, but at the same time, you know, a lot of these guys that get clapped in the hood are there
Yeah.
because what they posting shit on Instagram. They're posting a picture of them with their fucking jewelry, on
flashy.
their Instagram.
Sit your dumb ass down.
Exactly, it's the Frank Lucas shit. Don't put on the mink coat.
Don't put on the
and then you
fucking
don't
mink
get
coat.
caught. Yeah,
I'd rather be Ace than Mitch Rico.
right.
Like, I would much rather be Ace than
Real
Mitch
talk.
Rico.
sure, but
Everybody would. That's like the success story.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
success story.
That's what you do it for.
That
Like,
is.
I'm listen, God bless the God, Steve Harvey. I don't know why Steve works so hard. Like, but
Steve wants it.
but-
Steve likes being in front of the camera,
No,
man.
but
When he
you know,
messed up
it-
at that pageant, like, nigga, you shouldn't even been there.
okay, it's two things. There's two ways I could look at that. Steve's still such a draw that he has to be. In order to make certain situations work, like Little Big Shots
Sure.
probably wouldn't work without Steve Harvey. Great show, by
Gotcha.
the way.
Gotcha.
Great fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
The Miss Universe pageant, it was better because of Steve Harvey.
But it was going to
Who
work
was the host
without him.
before
It was
that?
there for years. I
Who-
don't know, fucking Mario Lopez.
The
or some
bitches
shit.
are the
I don't
hosts.
even know.
So, who
Yeah.
cares who the host is?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, we watch it for the host,
Yeah.
bro. We're not
But
watching.
this year,
you
the
watch
whole-
the Miss Universe pageant for
For
Steve
the-
Harvey. Hey, you
The
gotta
monologue
see
in the
Steve's
beginning.
suit.
No.
Steve
Before
got
this.
18 buttons on this suit.
Who stole the show this year?
I mean, Steve.
I mean,
Word up.
actually, technically, the Philippines stole the show.
I don't even
That's
know who
really
won.
what happened.
Who won?
The Philippines.
Okay, but Steve's moment messing up,
Yeah.
classic. Classics. Got a Super Bowl commercial because of that shit. Steve got another show coming that I just saw they bought that he's hosting, but it's just like he's the executive producer.
But nobody
and
was
he's
watching
talent.
the show that night going, I know Steve's going to fuck up. That's why I'm tuning in. We're
Yeah, but
tuning
they
in
brought-
because we want to see who the hot chick. My mom was watching because she wants to see who the most beautiful woman in the world is. That's
But
why people watch.
I'm sure some people watch because Steve was hosting.
Okay, a couple
It's
people.
Nah, more than a couple. It's asinine to think he didn't. I mean,
Yes, he's a draw, but I understand. But this thing has existed for fucking 40 years or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason why it's out there. But I understand your thing. Some things don't get produced unless you have a name attached.
He
You
also
know what I
hosts
mean?
the Gospel Awards, too. Like, I wouldn't be caught dead watching that.
He was
Wait.
the Gospel
Yeah,
Award?
he hosted Gospel Awards back in the day. Like, maybe like 5-6 years ago. Steve was hosting, like, the Stellars and the Gospel BET, you know,
I didn't know.
honors. Like, come on, fam.
You know who does a lot of shit on the low?
That's what, God did not let him to make a fuck up that night.
Oh, no,
On the winner.
no, not there. Not at the Stellars.
You know who does a lot of shit on the low too and never asks for credit?
Who?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Really?
Ellen DeGeneres is the executive producer of Little Big Shots. Ellen DeGeneres was the executive producer of Bethany Frankel's daytime talk show.
That's right. She produced Bethany's thing.
Like she don't, but if you watch TV, you'll see a lot of times executive producer Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, you're better than me. I need the credit.
Not for what?
Nah. If I was the one that produced Sopranos or produced The Wire, that shit, you're gonna know immediately. There's gonna be a picture of me.
I don't
in the
know who
beginning of
produced
every
either one of
episode.
those shows.
Oh, man.
Hell, fuck it. I want the credit.
I don't know.
If
Who
I wrote
produced The
this shit,
Wire?
I made this shit. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Who produced
I can't
The
just
Wire?
put it out there in the ether like that.
Right.
No.
Who produced The Wire, though?
Say again.
Who produced The Wire?
Oh, I know the guy's name.
Not like that, though.
Exactly.
Number 23 on the Bulls. Number 23 on the Cavs. These are names you know.
Yeah. But I'm upset that I'm blanking on this guy's fucking name because I actually do know.
Producers never really get credit. Directors be getting more love than producers.
Because nobody knows what producers do. It's
Word
like,
up.
What did you produce?
Well, in this case, he wrote it too. This guy wrote
Okay.
it. Yeah, him and another guy wrote it.
I got a more appreciation for that now because I'm in the business.
Yeah.
So if I see somebody like Lena Dunham, I respect what she does.
Because she writes stuff.
She writes and
Yeah.
produces.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I fuck with that.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we didn't give a fuck about that shit.
Now, you need to be on the creative side, too. If you're not on the creative side, I don't have the same amount of respect.
That's true too. Because a lot of producers just stamp their name on shit.
Yeah, real talk. But a lot of producers made that connect though too. It was like, oh, y'all need to meet so and so.
Yeah.
And if I make that connect, then I'm a producer.
Hey, those people are necessary. Don't get
They
me
are,
wrong, but I
definitely
don't got the
necessary.
same respect for them as I do. Like, I'm basically respecting you because you got a phone number.
Right.
Like, if you got Shaq's phone number, I can't be like, yo, this man is creative.
All right.
You know what I mean? He saved Shaq's phone number. He gave it a title and a date. You know what
The
I'm
little
saying?
emoji. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That could be why a lot of producers don't step up.
They
and
need
ask
to
for
not
credit.
step up.
You ain't. You
Yeah.
just.
Because
the plug.
eventually we're gonna
You
make you
do
the
shit.
plug. Exactly.
Relax. Let
You
the
plug.
creatives get
Yeah.
the creatives should get the shine.
And they should get the shine because if you writing a story arc, a whole season story arc, that shit is difficult, man. It's
That-
not hard.
exactly.
It's not easy. So I want Lena to get her shine for that, or whoever's writing these sketches, whoever's writing these shows, you know. And if you are the director, like what's it, Christopher Nolan, right?
Right.
Him and his brother wrote those Batmans, yo. They wrote the Dark Knights. Like
That's true.
they deserve that fucking pat on the back for that shit.
Yeah.
There's a producer there who basically got a really good cinematographer for him and made that phone call. And they got, okay, cool. You got that guy, but you didn't create the fucking Dark Knight.
That's a good point though. Like the creators, so maybe it's the creators who need, because like a lot of the creators is in the same boat with the producers. They're not getting no love. Like Basquiat not gonna paint something and not sign it. You know what I'm saying? Like
There's a reason you put
ain't
your
no
autograph
freestyle-
on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ain't no freestyle Basquiat's. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
like maybe the producers just is like,
That's
come
why
on.
music producers started putting their name on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, DJ Khaled is, I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. I don't know. either.
And I think maybe that's the knock on Khaled when it comes to music is if you're not making a beat and you're not writing the raps, what are you doing here?
He's the
getting the
Kurt
credit.
Franklin of rap.
What?
He's the Kurt Franklin.
Why, Kirk don't write his...
No, Kirk come in like, and I sing because, and then like everybody else is singing. He's like, like
You're really into the gospel world. This is your
I'm just
second
saying.
gospel
Yeah,
reference.
it is. Like, right, you'll never hear another
You got
gospel reference
saved,
from me
CB?
again. No, not at all. I'm still fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to save him up.
I'm trying.
I'm trying to get saved one time. So I'm gonna do some real bad shit. Then, all right, save me. But no, like I just think like Khaled is like one of those talkers. Like, we're the best. Yeah. It's like, that's it. It's
Khaled is Trump when you think about it.
yeah.
I mean, what if Trump was really literally watching Khaled and be like, "Oh, this shit works when you just say you're the best. People just follow you and they don't even ask if you have policy or how you make shit happen. They just go, we're the greatest. We're gonna be great, and it works.
Yeah,
how they
Khaled-
doing things that are different?
Khaled's biggest attribute though is he's able to bring people together.
Yeah, he's a
That's a
conductor.
skill.
Sure.
That's a skill set. Everybody can't get people together. It's hard to be a leader of men. Everybody's not a leader of men, bro.
Sure.
What you mean get people together though? Like in the music industry?
Yeah, like let me get all of y'all in the studio together. We're gonna do this record. We're gonna collaborate together.
Yeah, that's real.
Like
do they
it's
be in the studio together though, or do it be like somebody lay their verse down?
sometimes- I mean, from what I see on videos, most of the times I
Okay.
see 3 and 4 of them together.
My understanding about Khaled is, and this is just from talking to people, is that he is unafraid of asking for anything.
He's the best.
He literally will meet you, and you could be fucking Jay-Z. You could be Barack Obama, and he'll go, "Yo, Barack, I got this great idea. Give me a hook. All you gotta say is,
That is a
you
fact.
know, dun dun dun. If we come in the studio, we knock it out. We'll bring the studio to you, and then you get Barack Obama to go dun dun dun, and now he's got a feature on a song, and. Some people have that ability to ask, and that is a skill. Don't get me wrong, and you deserve credit as a producer for that skill. But for me, I'm more of a guy like I'm gonna look at the beat and go, "This beat is crazy. This guy might be a genius," or the bars and go, "Wow, this is."
But
this
Khaled might be the
got
guy
his
giving
shit.
inspiration. Khaled might pick a sample,
Right.
give it to a producer and say, I want to sample this.
Yeah.
And he might be in there giving direction. He may not know how to actually put the beat together,
Right.
but he may know how to put the idea for the beat together.
But what we just talked about kind of plays into that. Like, so somebody like Khaled keeps more money because he don't need them whack producers who don't do nothing. He gonna connect. Like, if you're not afraid to ask and you going straight to the source, then you don't need a connector. A lot of people need a connector.
So
He
Khaled becomes his own connector.
he becomes his own middleman. That's huge as far as building relationships. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of like that makes sense.
It's a crucial role. I'm just saying you don't get the same type of credit.
Right.
Like, we're drawn to creativity. Like, don't get me wrong. Let's say you have a great idea for a documentary and you tell it to me. My immediate nature is going to be like, oh, shit, I got to talk to my boy who produces documentaries for 3030. You got a great documentary about this high school basketball coach. Yo, let's make this shit happen. I'm a connector, but when that gets made, I'm not going to sit there like I'm the one who's the most important thing to do. Like, you made this documentary yourself.
But you also, because you hooked it up, you should get a credit though. Like, don't think that you
Sure.
There's some bread in that.
Put me
You know
on
what I'm
there.
saying?
I want to ask you that. What do y'all consider credit? Because for me, if I'm executive producer, my name's on it,
Mm-hmm.
and you win an award, and you shout out Charlamagne,
Yeah.
I'm good. What do y'all call? What else you want?
The end of Martin, he used to climb the ladder and the ears fly him away.
can have that.
The end of Jamie Foxx, the
You can
foxhole,
have that.
right? But stuff like that, that's big though. Like you memorize
Yeah,
that shit.
Your logo should pop up. Your company.
Yeah,
You should.
absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What else? That's it.
All the characters should say my name. Just
You
at some
you
point
know what
during
you
the
want?
episode.
You want Stan Lee. Schultz want. I need a cameo in every goddamn movie.
And I'm gonna be the character.
I bet you that motherfucker's so hard to be around.
Who's Stan Lee?
What?
Yeah, bro.
You know, Stan Lee has a cameo in every
I respect it.
Marvel
And that
movie.
shit get a round of applause every single
Every
time.
time.
The second he gets on the screen, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants credit too bad.
He deserves it. He created this. You don't
But-
think he deserves the credit?
Yeah, but if you out here looking like you thirsting for credit, then that can make you look whack. And at that point, you don't want to look whack. And that, you know what I'm saying? You don't
Let me
care,
look
huh?
whack.
You
If
don't
I
care.
made
can
it,
see it, like,
because I
okay.
stand behind the heat. Like I said, I could look as whack as you want. In that my little cameo in the shit. At the end of the day, I made this.
You don't want to Diddy
I
yourself.
made
Man,
this shit.
You don't want to.
You
Yeah,
don't
nobody
wanna
going to
Diddy
work with
yourself.
you.
Well, here's the difference.
Diddy in the '90s. Diddy Diddy'd himself.
But here's the difference. Diddy wasn't creating.
Yes,
I write my own shit.
Diddy was creating.
Diddy's not writing his own fucking raps.
Nah, but
he
he was
wasn't making
creating.
his own beats. Here's the thing. I write the raps. I make the beats.
Diddy was doing exactly what I said Khaled was doing. Diddy would take a record,
Sure.
give it to the producer, and
Sure.
say, let's sample this.
And that exactly what I'm saying, which is if you try to take too much credit for that situation, we're gonna think you're corny. But if you're Lena Dunham, right, and you're out there going, I write the show, I act in the show, and I think I deserve credit for that, I'm gonna go, who is not giving you credit? What asshole could look at what you've done and be a fan
Lena's
of this
different,
and not
though.
give
Lena
you
stars
credit?
in the show, directed.
That's all
I'm
I'm
gonna tell you
saying.
this. I gotta give Diddy his props. 'Cause Diddy's a visionary, and I'm gonna tell you how I realized Diddy was a visionary. And I mean, I've always thought that, but it really hit me. I'm watching the Art of Noise documentary on Netflix.
Yep.
It's about organized noise and how they basically made the Atlanta scene in hip hop. Outkast, Goody Mob, all that stuff like that. When Outkast was on LaFace didn't know what to do with them. LaFace told, we need a song for a Christmas album. So they was like, man, we can't rap about no motherfucking Christmas. So they decided to just make their own version of what a Christmas record would be. And it ended up being Southern Playalistic Cadillac
Right.
music. That's why Dre starts it off. It's beginning to look a lot like
Yeah.
but right? So Diddy, mind you, Outkast is nobody. Nobody. Diddy heard the record and Diddy was like, I want to do their first video. Like, who says that? Just randomly. Diddy's like, I want to do Outkast's first video. So he did the video for Southern Playalistic Cadillac music. So that video you see that looks so Atlanta,
Yeah.
that nigga from New York did it.
Yeah.
But Diddy had the vision. Diddy said, I told Dre take his shirt off. He said, I told Dre, you're a sex symbol.
I bet you did.
Take your
Playboy, the shirt.
I told Dre, you're a sex
Show
symbol.
some skin,
Take
3
your shirt
stacks.
off. Go play pool. I told Rico, what's his name?
Rico Love.
Rico Love. I told Rico, no, Rico Love was the producer. Rico from Organized Noise, whatever. I told Rico, go get the bowl of cereal and eat the motherfucking cereal, walking around. Like, just the fact that Diddy, all those years ago, was able to see this group right here can be something phenomenal. They didn't have no album out or nothing. This is their first record. That's vision, bro.
Let me ask you a question.
That's vision.
Let me ask you a question. I was just talking about this earlier. I don't know what it's got to do with it. Picking talent, knowing talent. Diddy or Birdman?
Diddy.
Or Birdman? You sure?
Yeah.
Diddy.
Diddy. I
Who
'cause
came
you got-
up through Birdman, really?
Hot
Wayne.
Boys, Juvenile, and you got Drake, Nicki.
Drake.
Nah,
no,
Drake's that.
Birdman gets
That's
no credit.
that's Wayne.
You think that's? I mean,
That's
That's
Wayne.
Wayne.
That's
As a matter of
Wayne.
fact, Jay Prince discovered Drake and introduced him to
Wayne.
Wayne.
Yeah, that.
And Wayne found Nicki on mixtapes. Nah, you gotta get. That's
I
all
mean,
Wayne.
realistically, Baby is what is Hot Boys, and most of them are dead,
No, they're not. Stop it.
right?
None of them were dead.
Well,
No,
or
just-
heroin addicts.
just 3 of them are
BG's,
dead. Just 3 of
BG's
them.
done.
Jail. Everybody else is home.
Juvie is, I don't know what Juvie's doing,
They
but
just put out
Juvie
a
had a
record.
nice little run.
Turk just dropped a new GoFundMe account.
Turk. He got a
He
GoFundMe.
just dropped a brand new. It's hot too. Hot, like $17.
That's the
in
new
it.
mixtape. It's a GoFundMe.
That is crazy.
And then who else he got? What's it? And then Young Thug. That's really what who he
He
has.
can't even give him credit for Thug.
Why not?
Thug was already moving. Thug was popping in Atlanta already. Birdman attached himself to Young Thug.
Oh, I didn't know that.
didn't know that either.
I thought he built
I didn't know
Thug.
that
Oh,
either.
man. Thug was popping already. Thug had the I'm a Stoner. Thug had the Danny Glover record. Thug was moving. Birdman attached himself to Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan. They did the Rich Gang shit.
I heard an interesting theory about Future. This is a little different, but I'm interested in what you guys think about it. Is so Future, apparently his uncle was like either owned the studio or managed.
Rico, the guy.
Okay, so he grew up under all these guys.
That's his cousin, I think.
Yeah, under Outkast, he go under Killer Mike and all these dudes. Like he was young and in that whole thing.
He's Organized Noise alumni, absolutely.
Right. So he was kind of schooled in the art of this, and basically I was talking to Cypher Sounds, and Cypher said, I like Future because his voice is kind of like an instrument.
Absolutely. It's melodic.
His voice is melodic. So that's why a lot of times you could listen to Future and have no clue the fucking lyrics. But
his voice is a part of the beat.
It's a part of the beat. Exactly. So because I remember listening to March Madness. I've been probably listening to this song fucking 2,000 times. I know about 8 words in a whole fucking song, right? But I'm like, this shit is dope. I'm listening to it. So it's interesting that one, growing up in that environment, how that could influence you to use your voice as not only bars, but also another instrument.
I think
and that's his cousin, too, Rico Wade.
His cousin, yeah.
I think,
you think there's truth to that?
Him and Thug got a similar thing with that. I think both of them are using their voices. And it's like,
I agree.
Because they don't make sense when they rap, it's almost like they're kind of singing, and it's like a language of no language that they use.
Like when kids talk to each other with the goo goo gaga shit. Yeah,
exactly. But it's like a little bit more complex than that. But it's like a language of no language that means shit if you can make sense of it. It's like a puzzle. You know what I'm saying? Like E40 calls everything something different.
Yeah.
And it's like, as a rapper, that's kind of like, some people would say that's cheating. Like you could say, rhyme table with something that you want to call a fable because it rhyme. It's like, but you 40, so you can do that.
Future and Young Thug both rap like black people who don't know the words of the songs. We don't know the words of the songs. They just do the cadence.
But think about
I wonder if he does that first.
Though.
Maybe he listens to a beat and puts together the rhythm of the rap first. Right, like and then finds words that fit into that rhythm.
Of course, I know a lot of rappers that do that. Like just spit like a reference down.
Okay,
and like a reference is like I need a word to go here to sound like this, but I don't have it yet. So they kind of go listen to the new Kanye joint. He got a reference on there. Couple Kendrick got some references too.
30 hours is a reference track.
That's a reference.
Interesting.
Rihanna's whole work record is a reference.
Yeah.
Even at the end, she's just like.
Yo, so maybe that's why these rappers that got bars stay losing, because we don't really care that much about lyrics. We care about sound, bro. This is music.
It's always been about sound.
If you got an essay, write an essay, but it first has to be music.
But even when it was words, they had to sound sweet.
You know what I'm example,
like Bone.
Yeah, Bone was singing from the beginning.
Yeah, but Bone used to rap fast, but they actually had
words.
You
know what I'm saying? But it sounded sweet.
If
but
you
it was
knew
lyrics,
them,
though. But you could look at the lyrics. That was like a class for young kids.
Man,
Looking
I was so privileged.
Lyrics.
Growing up, first of the month, I had no clue why everybody was so excited.
I hated Bone.
First of the month, who cares? What's the big deal about first of the month?
Look,
why you got so excited?
I'm at the Comedy Store 6 months ago. I go outside to smoke a blunt. I look over. It's a dude smoking a cigarette. It's Busy Bone. I'm like, oh, it's just me and him out there. I'm like, all right, first of all, I'm Snapchatting the shit out of you, fam. I don't care what you think. But then I'm like, yo, I got some questions. I start asking him about bars and whether or not I had them right. I was like 42% right on some shit, but he was like, he knows this shit. And it was like, it's real. And, it's like, damn, you ask Future, he'd be like, you tell me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Future just don't want to have that conversation with you right now.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because Future's still young, he's popping. He's like, nigga, if you don't get it, it ain't for you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
All right? And, he probably think you're trying to play him.
If you're asking him what the line means.
Yes. Like, I was watching TMZ last night, and one of the cameramen walked up to TMZ, Fetty Wap, and you could tell he had no other question for Fetty. So he goes, yo, you think you might ever buy another eye? And I was like,
that's a good question, though.
But I'm thinking, now Fetty Wap boy should fuck him up, right? That's the first thing I thought to myself.
Why?
But Fetty took it in stride. Fetty was just like, if I bought another eye, I wouldn't be Fetty Wap.
He got that question a million times. I think it's a horrible question.
He should have got it after he got into that motorcycle accident. Like, Fetty, quick question. Why the fuck were you out there with one eye on the motorcycle?
Wait a minute, he was on a motorcycle?
He got into a motorcycle
accident. You didn't hear about that?
Yeah.
No.
Last year.
He was driving the motorcycle?
He was riding the motorcycle, and maybe he blinked. Who knows? The point is like, you know what I'm saying? He was blind.
That's wrong, bro.
No, he wouldn't. Fetty Wap doesn't blink, he winks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's always looking cute. Every time he just, yo, did you just wink at me, dog? What the fuck is going on? Now, Fetty could be in that little motorcycle on the side of the motorcycle.
Nah.
You know that?
He
You know that
was
shit?
responsible for braking and accelerating.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you only got one eye. You can't look at both
I
of
know,
the
right?
levers.
So he's doing it. You know what I'm saying? How are you watching your back? How are you looking through the rearview mirror? How did you know the light is turning yellow? I need so many questions.
Yeah.
You know what
You
I'm
shouldn't
saying?
be operating no motor vehicle at all.
Flat
Wait,
out.
can you with one eye do that?
I mean, they let people that are legally blind do it.
Yeah, they let old people do that
Word
shit.
up.
We need to get a little bit more specific about who we let
Yeah.
drive.
Why do we even let handicapped people drive in the first place?
Why do we let people, the people who got no legs and
That's
they
a
figure
fact.
out a why? No, wait, what do you mean?
How are you driving if you handicapped?
Exactly.
What you
It's
mean?
like-
The people with no legs who they rig up the car to make them drive with
Whatever.
their fingers or
Yeah,
whatever?
if your car turns into a transformer and picks up your wheelchair
Yeah.
and scoops you in like a little oven,
Yeah.
and then you can drive, it's like, dog, how can I trust your motor skills, your reaction time? I mean, just seriously, it's like, and you got all the parking spaces. I don't mind that, but it's like,
Yeah.
what is this about? Like,
I saw
think
a guy
we the
drive
only
with his
country.
feet.
Are we the only country that let our handicapped people drive? Real shit, are we?
Man, I don't know, but I did see a special where there was a guy who was he had no arms. He was driving his feet.
Mm-hmm.
He used only his feet to
Nah.
drive.
He fall asleep at the wheel. Then what? What are you reacting with?
Your feet.
And if you're a guy at the DMV, you cannot not give him his license.
You got to hand him his license to his foot.
Word up.
You got to slide his license in between his big toe and second toe.
Because if you don't give him his license, he's
Drive
gonna
safe.
scream discrimination.
Right.
So like, I gotta get his motherfucker his license just because he can drive with his feet.
Some-
He's a
Sometimes we
goddamn
need to discriminate.
velociraptor in
So,
here trying
what-
to get his driver's license.
What happened? You ever got a cramp in your foot where your shit just
Yes.
locks in like
Yes,
that?
I
What the
have.
fuck happens to him
Yes,
then?
I have. Yep.
It's over.
You hitting it from the back and you can't smack the ass. You just got to experience that.
You just got to sit
You know what
there.
I'm saying? You got to kick her.
Oh, fuck.
Sports fans, even though it's still Timberlands level here in New York City, baseball season has officially begun, okay? And there's a whole new reason to play one-day fantasy baseball on FanDuel because FanDuel is the best way to experience sports, period. Think about it. Your friends, the games, the adrenaline. Not only do you get to watch your favorite team, but you get to create your own. Speaking of adrenaline, did you see former Met star Ron Darling say in his new book that most of the teams was using speed to stay alert and energized during games? Is there another sport where you could do that? Could you take speed in the NBA, NFL, tennis? I don't know about speed, but baseball, y'all definitely need to start taking steroids again. The reason I think y'all need to start taking steroids again, because the game of baseball was much more better when everybody was on steroids. Nobody wants to admit that shit, but when everybody was on that goddamn PED and them steroids, the game was better. But anyway, we promise baseball has never been this much fun. Well, it was when it was everybody's on steroids, but you know what I'm saying. Play against your buddies or test your skill against other players. You decide how often you want to play, every day or just once. FanDuel has contests for everyone from the casual fan to the expert, and oh yeah, you can win money while you're at it, okay? You can win money while you're at it. So if you think you know FanDuel because you saw a bunch of ads during football, think again. You have to experience the fun and excitement to really get it. Try FanDuel today. This is FanDuel, the best way to experience sports. Enter a FanDuel League now, and if you don't want to win any prize in your first contest, they'll refund your entry fee up to $10 back to your FanDuel account so you can play more. Just deposit, play, and if you don't win, they'll refund your first entry fee up to $10. Just go to FanDuel.com and use our code BRILLIANT. That's FanDuel.com, promo code BRILLIANT. All right,
Damn.
CP,
What's
I
up,
wish you
man?
got here earlier, man.
I know, man. My bad, man. Had
When
to
you
take
come back
care
to
of
New York?
I don't know.
I got to get my guy CP on the podcast, man. CP's a very funny dude. He's a writer. He's a comedian. He's from Detroit.
What does Detroit versus everybody mean?
Like, kind of like Detroit versus everybody. It's just like,
Doesn't Detroit need everybody?
Well,
He's in
that's
this
the thing.
time.
What does Detroit versus everybody mean? I mean, kind of like Detroit versus
Yeah,
everybody.
it's like, it's
Like
kind of
right
like
now,
it's
like,
kind of
we'll
like
take
a sports
anybody.
thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like our teams versus everybody, but also kind of like people would be like, fuck Detroit. Like, they just shit on it. And, it's like, duh. So we just there, and it's like, okay, everybody shits on Detroit. Nobody shits on any other city. Like, Chicago is violent. Everybody shits on Chicago, but then it's like, it's beautiful. The Taste Fest and all that. Detroit is like, it's fucked up. Anyway, what we eating for lunch? It's like, it's never no, you know what I'm saying? So,
What is the redeeming quality of Detroit? Because I only been there once and that shit looked kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
I'm going to tell you what the redeeming quality for Detroit is.
Why
for
don't
me.
you, the guy who's not from Detroit, tell us
as
the
an
redeeming
outsider. No, I'm
quality?
saying,
I want to hear what he gonna
As
say.
an outsider,
Yeah.
as an outsider, and a black man, the black population.
Mhm.
Detroit is the blackest city in America.
I'm gonna tell you what Detroit is like, and I might get in trouble for this. You ever seen it's fucked up to say it. So let me just say this: it is a black-run city. Like being from Detroit, I go to LA and it's like, what the fuck are these Mexicans? I've only seen them on like Gangland or shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like Planet of the Apes. But listen though, listen what I'm saying. How they when they took over that city. Listen what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When they took over that city and it's just all them and that's it. That's what Detroit is like. It's like, nigga, we are the bankers. We the,
Word up.
we the store. We
Word
the,
up.
the drug dealers, the cops. It's like, it's a black city. And I think that, they say it's one of the most segregated cities in America, whatever, but you don't see white people.
See, I can't
Hold on
say
a
it's
second.
segregated when the population is really like over 80% black. There's just
Yeah.
a lot of black
Yeah.
people. It's not
You might not
segregation.
want to promote this.
What do you mean?
Because I don't know if we want to get out there like, hey, if you let black people run a city, Detroit.
Nah, but Detroit, the black people's not who fucked up Detroit.
Yeah, nah.
Kwame Kilpatrick
No,
wasn't part of
man.
the reason why Detroit
He
got
got
fucked
a
up.
rough system, man. Watch this. It's a documentary called
About the automobile shit.
Yeah.
So Kwame
bro.
wasn't fucked up at all, though.
No, Kwame did what I think a lot of mayors were doing. You
Which
know what I'm
is?
saying? Is just, getting your people in and, a little bit of nepotism.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? But the problem is that you can't cut out the wrong people. Certain people have their eye on Detroit. We want to make Detroit what we want to make it.
Yeah.
Right now, they're building up Detroit crazy.
How you feel about Dan Gilbert, the guy who owns the Cavs,
I
coming
fuck
and
with
just
Dan
buying all
because
the
Dan
shit?
because Dan from Detroit. So it's like,
Oh.
yeah, he's from the
Oh.
D. So it's like Dan is building up shit. Like, we got some, not like the whole Red Wings Stadium is about to be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you can see it from the street. They got like fire and shit, like it's nuts. Like, it's like, dog, why not?
I literally was about to buy a house in Detroit. I'm still buying a couple properties in Detroit, but I was gonna buy a house. Literally, on a Monday, it was $25,000. This is how fast Detroit is growing. Literally, on that Monday, it was $25,000.
Yeah.
By Friday,
It was burned to the ground.
No, it sold for $65,000.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
that fast. I'm like, damn, what happened to the house, bro?
Bro.
He was like, yo, it sold. It went up to 65.
So
Dude
people
bought
are
it.
buying right now. Shit
They're
is
buying
moving.
it like
Dog.
crazy.
And there's a whole hipster movement out there right now,
super,
right?
super duper. And then they got the medical marijuana, so that's like a draw. You can go there.
Oh, shit,
and
I didn't
cheap
know that.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
better than New York. Shit, you can go there and get high as hell. And then it's just like the motor industry is coming back.
It is.
GM4, hell yeah, they got a lot of
Detroit
new shit.
is going to be popping.
Yep. Put it
in
like
about
this.
5 to 8.
It's gonna be the new tech capital. So like they're gonna do Detroit like how Japan just popped up with all them LED lights everywhere. Like it's some companies in Detroit that's doing some amazing shit, and they go there. It's cheap, it's set up, and it's bro.
Detroit gonna be popping.
So how do you feel about places like what happened in Flint? Like, is this a Michigan thing, or is this, with the water? Like, is this kind of like, how do I explain it? Like,
Detroit was one of the richest cities in America, and like it was set up for that. Like Detroit has the first mall ever. It's a mall called Northland. The first mall was ever because people were getting money. You had Motown, you had the Big Three. People were getting money in Detroit. When the money left, it was built for people with money. It's kind of like empty now. Like the houses be huge. You know what I'm saying? Like it was built for a certain type of stature, and when that stature left, it was hard to keep up.
Bro, Barry Gordy's mansion is on sale for like $800,000.
but what about Flint? What do you think would happen with the water crisis out there?
Oh, I don't know what happened. I think it was like Flint is just one of them cities where they just they got a bold deal. You know what I'm saying? Like that piping was bad. Like that was a real crisis, and it still is. Like they're not getting and they had water coming from Detroit. Detroit got some of the best water in the whole nation.
Yeah.
Like so we got all those lakes. We're like a peninsula in Michigan.
Yeah.
So Detroit, we own a lot of that water, and so they were getting their water from Detroit, and something happened where they weren't anymore.
Well, they
Explain the
switched.
big three real quick for the people that don't
Big
know.
Three is GM, Chrysler, and Ford.
Yeah.
And all of them went out of business.
Except Ford.
Well,
Ford didn't take the buyout, and then they came out with this cold ass. Remember, like 5 or 6 years ago, them dog ass Fusions was out, and everybody had a Fusion, everybody had a Taurus, everybody had a Explorer. They dug themselves out by themselves, and so now Ford is, to me, and I'm from a Chrysler family. Ford is to me, I think Ford is the base. Like,
Explain that. That's really quick. Interesting. You're from a Chrysler family, which means what?
my parents and my grandparents
Worked there.
Worked at the plant.
So there's a factory culture there.
Yeah.
It's similar to a lot of places in the world. You grow up in different parts. Like
like if you work at that factory, then you're guaranteed you're making like 60, 70 racks.
Solid.
That's like solid middle class,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
good, everybody's family is coming, like they got good insurance. Like that's the hustle in Detroit. Like if you get into a plant job, then you have made it to where it's like, cool, you're going to be there for the next 40 years. You retire, you get your pension. Yeah. And
So
it's
imagine
like,
2 of those closed down.
exactly.
Which
Two
is
of those
what
closed
happened.
down. Yep,
Now-
that's happening in Flint.
So here's my question to you, right? Now, just because of technology, right? Like it used to take 4,000 people to make a car,
Right.
At a factory.
Right.
Now, just because of improvements in technology, it takes maybe 1,500 or like 1,000, just because we can get machines to do more things.
Yep.
So even if jobs do come back to Detroit, it's still not going to be 4,000. It's still going to be 1,000, 1,500.
True.
who do we do? Are people there upset about that, or are they understanding of the change in technology?
People say that, but people don't understand that it's factories that make the parts that they send to the plantation. I mean, to the plants.
To the plantation.
You feel me? To the plants.
Damn.
And then they make they use that to make the cars. So understand that it's like there are plants that supply the plant. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
then there are plants that build the robots that work the plant.
You're not making the
Exactly.
door at the same
Exactly.
plant. You're putting it together at that
Exactly.
plant. Okay, so it's more than just. So if you have a car that's being made here,
Mm-hmm.
you also have other byproducts of that factory.
Exactly. That windshield came from somewhere. Those tires came from another plant.
So once the place that puts the car together moves, everything moves.
Exactly.
So we bring back the shit that puts the car
Let me
together.
break it into you deeper though. When I came out of college, I worked for an advertising agency, and we made the commercials for like Chrysler, Jeep, whatever. So the reason why, and this is like the biggest multicultural advertising agency in the world, they had to have an office in Detroit because we would go to the Chrysler building and do meetings. We would go to the Dodge building and do meetings. So if they went, when they pulled back and scaled back, some of my friends lost their jobs because, and it's like it affects that whole economy.
Yeah, you cut the head off the snake is dead.
Another example,
Yeah.
Walmart. Walmart is in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Okay.
Who the fuck is in Bentonville, Arkansas? Anything that has anything to do in Bentonville is something tied into
To
Walmart.
Walmart.
Ah,
You see what I'm
advertising
saying?
agencies have to
Exactly.
go there because they want to pitch them.
Exactly.
So your theory is if you bring back the head,
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Or it's a fact. But if you bring back the head, just by osmosis,
Detroit
things will
bloom
grow
again.
around
It's
it.
going to do it now because Dan Gilbert's bringing all of those. He's building those
Yeah.
stadiums downtown.
But he's not. He's
That's
not bringing
creating
back
more jobs.
factories. Dan Gilbert is definitely
But he-
doing
but-
things.
but he's gonna
for-
create jobs.
Real estate. He is.
Everyone understands that those
yeah.
factory jobs, they do have to shrink in order for them to become more efficient, which is fine.
Okay,
but
understood.
the factory, but the office jobs and Quicken Loans, and it's a lot of stuff people can do. They're a casino, so even if you have no college degree, you can go be, working in them casinos, and that's like a 5-star restaurant, 5-star hotels. Your resume is built. They're doing stuff that is like building the city. It's happening pretty rapidly right now, actually.
iHeart is building a auditorium there. I guess a lot going on in Detroit.
And I remember Charlamagne, you hit me up when you was in the D, like, wow, where all these white people come from? When you build infrastructure, it's like it's the percentages of the black part of Detroit is shrinking. Like, this.
I just saw it downtown.
No, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere too?
Yeah.
But that's
Okay.
a good. The
They
best
buy
thing for a
houses. That is good,
neighborhood, for a neighborhood to improve, is
There's
not.
a couple white families.
No. It's very specific. No. It's a very specific thing. If you want shit to improve in a neighborhood, you don't want white men. You want white girls with rich parents.
And white girls that
It's
suck dick.
too many niggas around there. Like, white girls with parents. And then next thing you have a light-skinned city.
There
and
you
then,
go.
know what I'm
Perfect.
saying?
No, but what that shit happens is because white girls with rich parents, they start calling and go, why isn't the garbage picked up? Why aren't there more police around? Like, if my parents aren't going to call and be like,
Yeah.
Andrew's not safe on his way home. But if you got a 19, 20, 22, or 23, or 24-year-old
Yeah.
white girl whose parents are kind of paying rent or looking at the neighborhood and going, why isn't there more police things out
true,
here?
because,
White
yeah.
girls with rich parents, that shit happened in Brooklyn. Brooklyn didn't change because of white dudes.
Yeah.
It changed because white girls moved in and their parents started freaking out. And they're like, no, we need some safety. We need some recycling. We need some muffin stores. Shit changes when you got white girls
10
with rich
years
parents.
ago, you get pulled over in Detroit. Police be like, we smell weed and we want to hit it. You be like, my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like,
Are there any white girls in this
It
car?
is getting
no?
real,
All right,
right.
pass me the
Even
weed.
with medicine, even with medicinal marijuana, they still on that?
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
10
okay.
years ago, it was
Yeah.
like, it was real cool. Now it's like, no, you don't even need a car in Detroit. You can have like an ounce of weed on you in your car. You know what I'm saying? You can't be smoking it, but I mean.
Bro, when I was in Detroit, one time I got turned away at the border in Canada, at Windsor. I was
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
go to Windsor and I got turned away at the border.
They don't
And
play.
It was nighttime, right? And I went to some Mexican restaurant and no joke, the cops was just dressed like dudes.
Yeah.
They didn't even
They
have,
had a little
they had the
chain on.
training day.
Yeah,
Dude, it was
yeah.
fucking training day. I'm looking at this cop. He walks in, he had the badge on a chain and it was a Cuban link. It wasn't no fucking like government issued.
Nah.
It was like his own shit. He put the badge on and I was like, bro, it is real out here.
They'll beat your ass and they'll run from the cops. Oh, the cops. I'm like, nigga, you the cops. Like, what are you doing?
Cops are running from the cops.
They fuck around forget.
It's funny about Detroit though, because whenever I'm in Detroit, I don't feel the same sense of violence as I do when I'm in Chicago. Even though I
Nah.
know it goes down, but I
Nah.
don't feel it.
Detroit is about Detroit like the violence. Most of the violence has something to do with like three things: women, drugs, and money. And the money is like they robbing you because you flashing, or your girl is it's like it's little shit like that happens a lot because it's like a big ass black high school. That's what it's like.
Which is interesting in that city because it's no money. It was at one point. It was one of the poorest cities in America.
I mean, on the books. You know
So
what I'm
there was
saying?
always money.
It's always gonna be money in Detroit, man. You know, I don't want to, you know, like not be able to go back. But you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like you know, like people think we like Baghdad or some shit. Like, no, we playing PS4 on the Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? With the rest of the country, you know, it's just the job market. Like, you know, we're not gonna starve. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you know, you already know what time it is.
I'm definitely getting me a couple properties in Detroit.
Akash tried to do that.
That is a fact.
But it is tricky, though. You need to, like, if you buy a home, you need to rebuild it. There's, like, rules to buying homes out there. You can't just let that shit sit.
Bring it up to code. Like, a lot of people lost their houses in that whole
housing crisis,
in that whole bank thing, right? Yeah. So a lot of these houses are, like, ready to move in. You know what I'm saying? TV still on. You
like, got to fix, like, a roof. Word up. You got to fix the roof, put up a wall.
You should buy a house for parts.
Feed the dog that's there.
You gotta feed the animals.
Skinny ass pit in my backyard. Like,
cut the grass and shit. There are rules with that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you buy the house for $5,000 and then you just wait for other people to fix the neighborhood.
Right.
And then
But you know, like the game now, man. I would buy a dog ass pad, Midtown, maybe like Boston Edison district, and I would like Airbnb it from wherever I'm at in the country.
That's the hustle.
You gotta explain the dog ass.
Which
people in Detroit be like, I buy a dog ass crib.
Oh,
you was just talking about feeding the dog.
Yeah.
But now you say you want to buy a dog house. What do you say?
A dog ass house is like something that's like it's not necessarily sweet, but it's like, you know, dog ass is like solid. Like, yo, that's a dog ass shirt, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's a solid.
Like, it ain't super fly.
Yeah, it ain't cold, but it's like, nigga, 2 days a week, wear that bitch off top. That's a dog ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
All right, word.
All right, give me your info, CP. Where they can find you, man?
Comedian CP on everything, at Comedian CP. If you in New York tomorrow, I'm headlining the Apollo.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, bro.
So
congrats,
tonight,
man.
This Thursday. This come out
Thursday. This come out Thursday.
Tonight,
That's
what
dope.
time?
Starts at 10 o'clock.
Thursday, tonight at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Go check my man CP out at the Apollo. What they got going on there?
It's something new called
It's
the
a
Apollo
comedy
Comedy Club.
series
Yeah,
that they do,
it's like 6 months. They bring comedians from all over. So, you know, last year I was on that top 5 list. So all 5 of us got like a different spot somewhere in the.
Sick.
Yeah,
I have a couple buddies of mine have gone and done that. That's great, man.
Yeah, man.
Apollo's gorgeous. Have you ever been inside?
I've never been before.
Oh, it's beautiful.
My name on the marquee, or everybody sending me pictures.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gig,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
You ain't gonna get no pussy?
I mean, you know, I'm married, man.
Oh, yeah. Me too. No, I forget my boy. I forget we married.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we don't forget, but I just forgot in this moment.
I love my wife, man. I value her.
As always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. But if you listen to this podcast and think we're just a couple motherfucking stupid fucks who don't know shit, just some idiots,